What's going on, everybody? I'm hoping that you can hear me well because part of this is to test out this new microphone. The first thing that I want to go ahead and ask before I even get into anything about this is if you're watching, can you hear me okay? Drew, what's up, my guy? It's good to see you. Glad to have you here. Do you mind helping me out? Can you hear me right now? Or are we just seeing a person talking very enthusiastically with no audio? I got a new microphone. I just want to make sure everything is coming through clearly. And it seems like it was, right? I was talking into it before and was getting some reactions there, but couldn't tell, I've never live streamed with it before, so want to see how this was going here. Make sure all is well for this and for future occasions. And so long as it is, Sup, John? I'm hoping this is a what, like you can, not like a what, like you can't hear me, what? Oh, okay. Thank God. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Because this is definitely get all these what's out of here. These are all different what's, by the way, everybody. All right. Well, now that I got that out of the way, and thank you for everyone else that is here so far at the moment, or anyone that happens to be catching this later. I just wanted to come pop in, have a quick little chat with everybody, and thought, let's discuss some Moon Knight. Because honestly, I am very, very excited about this show so far. And I know it's only 2 episodes in, only 6 episodes in total, but my goodness, like I definitely think this is off to a strong start. Yeah. Pulling to Steve Austin. What? If you don't know about like back in the old school WWF Attitude Era days, then that reference probably flew right over your head. What's up, Eric? How's it going? Not the only one who's happy to have you here. So yeah, just wanted to again chime in, talk a little bit about this Moon Knight show because, whoa, man, as far as Disney Plus MCU shows go, this is like quite possibly off to one of the strongest starts that I think we've had. I do think that WandaVision was like without a doubt kind of in the they're almost tied with each other as far as like how strong of a start, because WandaVision was a very like what the heck is going on right now, but they were shorter episodes, and I'm not complaining, but that's why they totally put out 2 at the same time when they did that. For this, I think that it's made sense that they didn't put 2 out right away. I would have been fine with it, but the pacing is actually the first thing that I guess I'll go ahead and just get like right into with it. And that's, I think that this has such solid pacing so far. Which the main reason I guess I wanted to start off by talking about that is I've heard like some complaints about it. Some people I guess asking for too much too early. And in a way it reminds me of the way that I felt about Loki when that started. Because when Loki first kicked off, with the first few episodes, I definitely had this feeling of like, come on, I'm expecting more out of this. But I think that's also because we've already had a pre-established view of what Loki is. You kind of have an idea of what that character's like. So I don't know. I guess maybe it's kind of fair that we had certain expectations going into that. Whereas with Moon Knight, I mean, of course, there's the comics and everything, but I mean, heck, I don't even know much about him from the comics. But I think it's just such more of a fresh interpretation. We haven't seen anything from this character before, so I kind of think that again, the pacing of the introduction of everything so far is on point. It's solid across the board. I don't think that they're moving too slow, which again is what most of the complaints are about. I think it's going exactly how it needs to be. In regards to action, I do understand that, yeah, I myself would like some more action, but I'm not really concerned because I feel like we're going to be getting that much sooner than later. So I don't really think that's anything to be really worried about here. I personally just, again, think that as far as introduction to what's going on, this has been a really, really nice origin. And part of it is because of these damn good performances. But before I get into that, happen to notice some stuff coming through. Drew saying, good news, saw the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight and thought it was fantastic. Man, then I am happy that you're here because I'm right there with you. Like, seriously, I thought that this was, again, one of the best starts to an MCU show that we've gotten so far. Eric saying that he's digging it. I think it'll be up there with Loki and WandaVision. Yeah, man. I agree. I really, really agree. I think this is easily going to be one of the best Disney Plus shows, or MCU Disney Plus shows that we've gotten in totality. I'd be surprised if it didn't. I don't really see it kind of taking a fall from here. I kind of pictured only going up. Obviously, that's just keeping high hopes and everything, but fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And yes, I know, Eric, WandaVision is still your fave. I would be surprised if anything topped that for you. Don't know if it'll ever be topped. As far as MCU shows go, yeah, man, I'd be really, really shocked actually. If there ever came a day where Eric came to me and he was like, dude, I think I like this more than WandaVision. I'd be hesitant to believe him at first. Yeah. But this one is cool that it's brand new characters we aren't familiar with. Exactly, kind of reinforcing that point there that I don't know. I think that's part of what I'm enjoying a lot about it. It's not like I don't want to see something that's based on a character that I'm familiar with. Of course, that's really, really cool. But it is really nice to have this like fresh, different interpretation on. Well, I shouldn't say it's a fresh, different interpretation because it seems like it's kind of comic book accurate to a degree. I know it seems like they're switching the story up a little bit. But anyway, something fresh and different that I myself am not used to, even though I'm aware of a lot of the superhero stuff. So it's nice. It's definitely nice, to say the least. What's Man of Movies got for us? The first episode of Moon Knight is arguably the best first episode of any MCU show yet. Then next sentence, yet. Episode 2 was a bit of a letdown. The pacing was slower and it felt too little compared to episode 1. Interesting opinion there, bud. I mean, to each their own, right? Absolutely respectable, but I'm not in the same boat as that. I'm really not. For what it's worth, I really felt like this was, I'm not going to say an enormous step forward, right? Like, I definitely think that it's on par with the first episode, but just enough moving forward in the right direction to where I'm really happy with it. So I don't know. I have no complaints. I didn't think it was a letdown. I think Ethan Hawke's performance in there was something that was like mesmerizing. Dude is really, really good in that role. And it kind of makes me excited to see as far as oh my God, what's it called? The Black Phone? Isn't that what he's going to be in? Is it the Black Phone? I think it is. I don't know. But anyway, makes me excited to see him as far as like a villainous take in that other movie that's going to be coming out. So I don't know. I was happy with that. I think Oscar Isaac is just straight killing it across the board for me, honestly. So I agree about as far as your thoughts on the first episode. But I got to say, John, I definitely think that the second episode is also right there for me. I want to read Moon Knight comics so bad now. I think he might be one of Marvel's most interesting characters. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's definitely something that I'm right there with you because I know about him. That's the best thing I could say. I'm aware of the character, but I don't know the deep lore about him necessarily. I am aware of like the multi-personality type of thing. But I know that it's also again been switched for the show, but I don't know how much, right? I know that Mark Spector is the main character that's focused on, or main personality that's focused on in the comics. And then Stephen Grant is, I guess, I don't know, still one of them, but just not the main focus. So anyway, I don't know. I got to check out those comics though and see how much they switched around for me. Both episodes a 9 out of 10, huh, bud? All right. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Definitely, I would say that probably on a similar rating. I always hesitate sometimes to give ratings. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I could feel a certain way. Then you sleep on it. You wake up and you're like, what was I thinking yesterday? And it could be because of either or, right? You might wake up and think like, man, I liked it much more than I thought I did. Or it could be like, gosh, that was horrible. And for some reason, it just happened to hit me the right way, but it's not good. But anyway, yeah, these are definitely phenomenal, man. I can't wait to rewatch both of these. D, what's up, my man? My boy Jace with the face and style and grace. Goodness gracious, I love that. I feel like that could be like on a shirt or something. But I would look awfully much like a pretentious asshole if I had that on a shirt, right? So do me a favor, D, get that shirt, you wear it. It won't look as weird. Good to see you. It is good to see you as well, my man. I'm loving the horror/mystery vibes we're getting here, along with the mythology elements. Really on point. Thank you so much, D, for pointing out one of my favorite things that I wanted to talk about, which is, there are some like really, really well-placed, organic feeling horror elements to the show that like legitimately all of a sudden it's just, what's going on? This is kind of scaring the shit out of me. I love it. All the stuff with Khonshu when he's first popping up and the lights flickering and then you see him there and disappearing and seeing him closer and everything. Dude, it's great. It's so, again, nicely placed in. It's not too much. It's not a horror show. And yet it doesn't feel out of place in the slightest to me. At no point was I just like, the hell just happened there, right? No, it's just, okay, they're really setting the tone, setting the vibe right now. And also I love when it leads to interactions with Kanju, because he's just a funny character to me so far. I love his attitude. I love how, like, in the first episode, he's just referring to Steven as like, oh my God, the idiot's back in charge. It's great. Absolutely great. Did you get your Multiverse of Madness tickets? That's all right. It's Marvel related, so don't worry. It's not too bad. I have not yet. I know. Don't slay me down, please. Forgive me. I will be getting them shortly. I know it's one of those where I feel like I'm gonna try and buy them like right after this stream is over, and I'm gonna notice that everything is sold out within like the next 4 months. So hopefully that's not the case. But I gotta see that ASAP, man. I am dying to see that movie. But I'll hold off for at least right now. Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac are indeed killing it, my man. Both of them like are really bringing it. Especially, I gotta say, like, right, you get a little bit of Ethan Hawke in the first episode, but man, when it came to this second episode, I was so like I brought up before. I think mesmerize is a pretty good word, and I don't mean to blow it out of proportion. Like, oh my gosh, it's the best acting I've ever seen. I just mean like there's something so charismatic about his performance, that like kind of you feel like he's like such a trustworthy, genuine, cool guy, but also like you're scared of him at the same time. And it's definitely not always easy to pull off that type of intimidating performance, right? Because he doesn't just straight up seem like a typical villain, but he still has something about him that's a villainous quality. I love what he's doing so far. And again, Oscar Isaac, I just think he's doing great. I love the fact that he's back and forth between the English accent and then just his normal voice. And I think he does it very believably, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm not obviously English or British or whatever the case may be, so I may not be the best judge of that, but I think he's doing pretty well. I like to do a British accent. It's really nice. They sound really smart whenever they say anything. I'm super jealous. Like, I wish that I sounded as intelligent as they do when they say absolutely anything whatsoever. Sometimes I've just thought about like keeping a British accent on all the time. Like, for no reason. Just doing that. That's it. That's how I am now. Kind of like when God, this is such a stupid analogy. Kind of like when the wife finds Stephen Grant, right? And he's talking to her and she's just like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "No, this is really how I talk." And she's like, "Stop it. Drop the stupid accent." And I just run with it. That's how I'll live the rest of my life. I'll even change my name Bergerocard because it sounds really nice when you say that in a British accent. Sounds an awful lot like gibberish if you say it in just an American accent. Bergerocard. Wonder what people think when they see that channel name. Gosh, I am way off topic here. What did you think of Oscar Isaac's first time as a comic book character? I'm telling you, Drew, I'm vastly impressed. Although you're probably not referring to that if you were talking about Apocalypse. So if that's what we're referring to, man, I don't actually think he did the worst job in the world as Apocalypse. I just don't think that movie was great at all. I also don't think he did a great job as Apocalypse, but I don't fully blame him. I blame the script more than anything else. That is not a good X-Men movie. Apologies to anybody that liked it, but I don't think it was well put together. Apocalypse is like a Thanos type of villain for the X-Men. You need the X-Men at the top of their A game and like still have a hard time up against him. That's the Apocalypse movie that I want to see. Not this little bunny foo-foo. Let me send my 4 horsemen after you. And then that's it. And then I just kind of stand there and say Amish things. I don't know. Again, whatever. Don't get me wrong, I'm anticipating what the overall arc of the show will end up being, but I'm hoping episode 2 is just a wink link in a stronger chain. I do think that's what it's going to be, man. I really do. I have a strong feeling that, again, I don't share the same thoughts as it being a weaker episode per se, but nonetheless, respect the opinion. And I don't know, of course, it's just high hopes, but I think that is going to be the situation. Like, I really think when this show turns up, it's going to turn all the way up and, all the way up. And I think that we're all going to be really impressed by it. Like, seriously, I think that anyone that wasn't too sure about it at first is really going to have a turnaround opinion on it. And I can't wait to see more of him in the MCU. I know he's not signed on for anything more right now. That's the kind of worrisome part. But I think that I heard a good point brought up earlier, and maybe this kind of ties in to some reality here. Someone brought up that maybe the reason Oscar Isaac hasn't signed on for anything past this show is because he just wants to see how it's received, right? Like, he wants to see how things go, if people like it, if it seems like it's worth continuing on, and then, he'll go ahead and sign a contract for the rest of his life or something like that. But they brought up that his hesitation is probably deriving from when he played Poe in Star Wars. And if that's the case, then my goodness, do I not blame the guy, because it's not like Poe's a bad character. You know what I mean? I like, actually, the thing is, I like a good chunk of the characters from the sequel trilogy. It's just, but the story was like, what is going on here? It's just a bunch of children throwing shit at the wall. And they're not even hitting the wall most of the time. That's what's making it worse. But again, I think that it will turn out to be a great overall arc. And in retrospect, we'll learn to appreciate this episode that much more. Not sure how I feel about Mr. Knight yet. That is a solid point there, Eric. And actually, I'm going to go ahead, right? Take a quick moment to talk on this. So when I saw the poster of Mr. Knight first, I was like, oh my God, that dude looks dope. That is badass. I love the all-white suit, the Deadpool reminiscent mask, if you will. But right, again, all white, looking with the glowing eyes and everything, just looking like a gangster, but just, to the nines, Moon Knight style. And then when he actually like popped up, I kind of have mixed emotions myself. So it's a good way to put it is I'm not sure how to feel. I still like it. Like, I like where they're going with it, that it's okay. I get it. This is Steven's suit, the same way that Mark has his suit, though Mark's suit is undoubtedly cooler. But yeah, okay, Steven has his own version of it. He apparently is able to access the powers as well. And I hope that it becomes a situation where they do, kind of show a little bit more of it, though I really just want to see more of Mark at this point. But as long as when he comes back that he's not quite as goofy. That was my biggest issue, is like, he was just a little too goofy. And it didn't fit or mesh with how they've already introduced Steven as a character. Like, he's very timid and shy and cautious and like pessimistic about a lot of stuff, and pessimistic in the sense that he just seems like hesitant about a lot of things. So the fact that he was instantly like, oh, look how cool I look, and blah 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 blah, and pulls out the weapons like, oh man, this is badass. And I don't know, maybe it was just because the appearance took him over, or the suit took him over, and that gave that little boost of confidence when he saw how he looked. I don't know. I mean, whenever you dress pretty cool, you see how yourself looks, you get that boost of confidence, right? You're just like, oh man, look how nice this is. But anyway, nonetheless, it felt a little out of character as far as for, again, how they've already introduced him. So I hope that we get a chance to see more of him, but at least taken in a different light, right? Have him be maybe still a little goofy. That's fine. I don't mind him being like somewhat comedic relief, I mean, but not that goofy. Everything can be Morbius. Oh gosh, I don't even know what to say about this so far. I hope it didn't, John. That'd be terrible. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about Morbius yet, except for the fact that I have heard a lot of spoilers already, and I honestly could not fucking care less, because I'm not worried. This is like probably one of the only superhero movies where it's like, no, just spoilers. I don't mind whatsoever in the slightest. Am I still gonna watch it? Probably. And when I say probably, I'm still going to watch it. But at this point, I'm really just going to watch it out of like sheer curiosity as to if it's actually as much of a shitstorm as it appears to be, which it seems as it is. So I can't imagine I'm going to enjoy myself. I'll probably regret spending money on it. But you know what? I've probably spent money on worse within my life. So it is what it is. But also, I'm just so curious. I've heard about the post-credit scenes in depth, and they sound shit-tastic. That's for sure. They also sound like they're convoluted and crazy as far as confusing. Like, they just don't kind of make sense. So that's all I'll say as far as that. Maybe we'll have another stream when I see Morbius to just shit all over it. If it deserves it, which it probably will. But if it deserves it, it probably will. Also, how is Multiverse of Madness only like 2 hours long? Eric, I know, man. I know. I won't get into the whole thing. All I think is that, you know what, that 2 hours and 6 minutes or some shit is going to be jam-packed with amazingness. So there we go. Schofield, what is up, my guy? Thank you for stopping by. Episode 1, 8.5 out of 10. Episode 2, 8.8 out of 10. Okay. Acting, 8.6 out of 10. Tone, 10 out of 10. I love how we're breaking this all down here. The fact that it's not Morbius. My guy. My guy. Yeah. What is a million out of 10? Maybe make it a billion if that's the case. Yeah, I know. I'm glad that it's not even close of anything to do with that, or messing with different universes. Actually, no, I gotta say, as much as I love all the multiversal stuff going on, I genuinely mean that. Like, I'm so much looking forward to that. It's not even fucking funny, but at the same time, it's nice to have this show here that's not dealing like with the multiverse at all, which I should bite my tongue because now that I say that, watch the next episode be like all about the fucking multiverse. It's just like, actually, there's a bunch of it's not because you have different personalities. This is you from different universes. Oh, gosh. Watch them spin it like that. Watch them spin it like that. No, I hope they don't. Keep it grounded, or at least as grounded as it is. It's not really grounded. He's dealing with Egyptian gods and shit like that. But I love how also actually before I dive into more of these comments here, which guys, thank you so much for all the conversation. I love it. I like how it's referred to as like he's the avatar of Khonshu. And the only reason I say this is because like there's the avatar of Galactus, and I'm not saying that Galactus is an Egyptian god, but it just kind of makes me feel like I don't know, introducing that concept is something that maybe that just means that I don't know, maybe I'm just hoping too much here and drawing too many connections that shouldn't be connected, but I'm just fucking excited to see Silver Surfer someday, man. Want to see Silver Surfer. I know he's not the avatar of Galactus. He's the herald of Galactus. I get it. But it's like the same shit, okay? They're doing the same things. They're acting as the enforcer, if you will, of the respective bigger deity-like figure. That's right, John. First of all, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. And Morbius Boo. It's funny. All I'll mention real quick about this is like I'm probably doing myself a disservice by allowing to believe so much hate before even giving it a fair chance. Not like I think again it's going to be anything special, and I highly doubt that I'm going to walk away being like, "Oh my god, yeah, this is amazing." But I got to make sure. Help me out here. Everybody send me good vibes with this. I got to make sure that when I go to see it, I'm keeping an open mind. You know what I mean? Like just, hey, this is probably going to suck, but I don't know if it's going to suck. So let's just see. Let's just see. But John said he got cancer from it, so that's kind of worrisome. I don't know about all that. What up, bud? What up? From what we've gotten so far, you can see Moon Knight join the ranks of the Avengers. Oh, can you see Moon Knight join the ranks of the Avengers? In my opinion, I see him as part of a smaller sect that may include Blade and Black Knight. Not everything not everything, I'm guessing, has to be Avengers. Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. He does. It's tough to say because I can't really tell entirely what his power set is, other than he seems obviously strong as shit. He can't fly, that's for sure. But it seems like, he's got almost like the Batman-esque like gliding system to his suit. So yeah, I'm not too sure. It's tough to tell. He does seem like he almost fits in like with what you're saying. Blade. I only know a little bit about Black Knight, but I'm sure he could fit very much into what Black Knight kind of does and everything like that. Almost like a Defenders level, like maybe a step above the Defenders, right? So as far as like Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist, though Iron Fist sometimes I feel is like absurdly overpowered compared to the rest of them. I don't know. Nonetheless, I wouldn't be surprised, though I will say this. It seems like the status of the Avengers is so up in the fucking air at this point. Like, yeah, I don't know what would classify as an Avenger right now, like entirely. Like is Miss Marvel supposed to be looked at potentially as a upcoming Avenger? And I know they're probably putting together the Young Avengers. I'm aware of that. Okay, but you know what I mean. It's tough to gauge. It seems like ever since Endgame, it's difficult to fully tell or have a grasp on what the Avengers are. With that being said, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'd be surprised if Moon Knight wouldn't be able to hold his own in kind of tandem with them. I mean, you look at facts as like Captain America. him being an Avenger and everything like that. And it's probably, I don't want to say they have the exact same power sets, but similar enough to where it's like, shit, if Captain America could be an Avenger, why not Moon Knight? If fucking Hawkeye and Black Widow could be Avengers, why not Moon Knight? So, yeah, not everyone has to be an Avenger. You're right, but I wouldn't be against it, dude. He's a fucking dope character so far, so I wouldn't be against it. Oh shit, hold up. We got Dan in the chat. What's up, Dan? What's up, Dan? Glad to have you here. All right, never mind. I take that back. I take that back. All right, I take back my take back. Yeah, Dan, I know he's at least quick to say that he didn't hate it as much as most. So, there you go. And so, Eric, in case you're wondering if he's actually kidding or not, he didn't hate it as much as most. That's what I understand. Oh shit, Schofield too. I kind of like Morbius too. It's nice to hear another person likes it. Hey man, look, when it comes down to it, I think it's awesome that there are some people that are at least getting enjoyment out of it. I mean, when it comes down to it, I guess there's some part of me that because it's a superhero movie, no matter how I personally feel, like you still want it to do well to a certain degree. Like you don't want to just completely fail. Though I kind of don't really care too much, but for the sake of just like more movies to be able to be made, I guess it's all right. The only reason I'd be happy if it doesn't do well is if it meant that Sony finally lost the fucking rights to Spider-Man. And I say that, obviously with a bit of hesitancy. I'm aware that they've had some good stuff brought to the table. Okay. I get it. Right. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, most of his trilogy, amazing. The amazing Spider-Man movies, eh, but then, all right, and then we got No Way Home, though I still don't know how much to give them credit for No Way Home. I really don't. I think it's just like they had the connections. You know what I mean? They're like the friend at school that you don't really want to hang out with, but you're like, but fuck, they know all the answers to the test. So we should probably go ahead and bring them along. You know what I mean? Or it's like you're at lunch and it's like you don't want to buy the shitty school lunch, you don't want the homemade lunch, and it's like all of a sudden they got McDonald's. It's like, you son of a maybe we should invite them over because they got McDonald's. Right? Maybe we could share that McDonald's. I don't know why that was a reference I brought up. But anyway, I don't know how much credit to give Sony for No Way Home, people. That's my point here. And for fuck's sake, give Spider-Man and all of his related characters back to Marvel. Just let them own everything again. Because, good Lord, I don't know what Sony's trying to do over there. I really don't. I swear, I'm about to twist this entire stream into like an enormous rant about how much I just can't stand what Sony's trying to put together. At this point, how the fuck are we supposed to feel about Kraven? What? Aaron Taylor Johnson is Kraven. In case everyone didn't happen to know. Does that sound potentially exciting? Kinda. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I do. I don't know. I thought he was a cool Quicksilver. I thought he should have stayed around longer as Quicksilver. I'd rather see him back as Quicksilver than I would as Kraven at this point. But do I think he could be an okay Kraven? Sure. Do I think the movie's going to be okay, though? Not if fucking Sony's making it. And especially not if it's supposed to be within the same universe of this Venom and Morbius shit going on. Because, look, are the movies maybe okay? Maybe. But why should we have to be like, no, they're okay. They're okay. Like, they're not that bad. Dude, I don't want to sit here and say they're not that bad. I want to be like, that movie's fucking amazing. I can't tell which of them are better. That's what I want to be having the conversation of. So, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I forgot it was. Yeah, Eric, I'm not going to lie. When I first went to answer the question, I forgot he was Apocalypse 2. That's why I had to stop myself. I was like, oh, shit. I forgot, that's not the first comic book character. But that just goes to show how great that movie really is. Look at how memorable it is. Gosh. All the moments. The highlight reel is just playing right now in my head. I'm going to watch it right after the stream. No, fucking not. God, what a piss poor excuse for an X-Men movie. Yes, Dan indeed did like it more than most. Oh no, John, come on, man. Come on, get out of here with that stuff. You're scaring me. Everybody go donate to his GoFundMe. He's in bad shape. He's about to be a father. So you need to make sure that you give him money. Because a father with a new kid on the way, about to have cancer, is not a good thing. This is also now ASMR. No, it's not. I hate that shit. I'm sorry. Who would win in a fight, Moon Knight or Wolverine? Dude, as far as I know, I would go straight with Wolverine. And that is not at all to try and like demean Moon Knight and his capabilities and what he could bring to the table. But yeah, if I had to go ahead and just kind of like give a quick answer, I'd say Wolverine. I don't know. I heard that Moon Knight has some healing capabilities, but I don't know to what extent. And I have no idea if it's to the, like extent, if you will, again, of Wolverine's capabilities. Because like Wolverine, like, dude, you shoot him in the fucking head and he gets right back up. You know what I mean? Like it takes him like a couple of seconds or something like that. I don't know if you can shoot Moon Knight in the head and have him get right back up. Maybe. Maybe he's got some crazy ass powers that before the bullet even hits him, his like, little unraveling mummy things come out and like disintegrate the bullet. That'd be dope. It'd be so dope. John gets it. Of course he does, because Johns understand Johns. The first one had the catchier soundtrack, I'll admit. Catchier soundtrack? Do you mean like first episode in general? As far as, the music for the first episode? If that's the case, I don't know. Have you seen Morbius? No, not yet. Which is why it's funny that I am talking so much shit. I'm not talking shit about Morbius. Yes, I am. I'm talking light shit because it's speculative shit. Speculatory shit. Because I don't actually know if it's how it is. So we'll see. Had a fun enough time with Morbius, but it's not great. Okay, fair enough. I can appreciate that opinion. Enough Moon Knight. Let's talk Star Wars. That's right. Anthony, hop on here. What are you doing? What's up, Anthony? Thanks for stopping by, bud. Yeah, come on, man. We got to have another Star Wars stream soon. And I literally do mean that. Like, ASAP. For what it's worth, people, if you're watching right now, which thank you to everyone that is. I am attempting to go ahead, and I'm probably speaking a little too soon here because I don't have a set schedule with it or anything, but I am attempting to make it where the live streaming is coming to you on a more regular basis. And that's not to take away or deter from other videos when it comes to like, the reviews or the skits or anything, which thank you, by the way, as far as for the love towards the skits. I just happened to notice that there seems to be a nice response to those. So I really appreciate that. Again, I'm not going to, by all means, dismiss anything else, but trying to go ahead and just, have more discussions with everybody. Love just chatting with you all and getting deeper into stuff than maybe sometimes I could do in a scripted video. Thanks, Dan. Thanks. Appreciate that. Let's all take a moment to thank Dan. If you can, just do me a favor. If anybody, if you could go ahead and just in the chat, just tell Dan how much you appreciate that he's now watching or listening. I'm just joking, Dan. I'm sorry, I'm giving you a hard time. Okay, but jokes aside, looks like he's popped back in with I like Moon Knight episode 1 more than episode 2, but I liked both. Totally fair. It's tough for me to fully decide which one I liked more because episode 1 has such a mystery element as well as a little bit of that horror factor that kind of comes into play that like D was mentioning earlier. So I really appreciate that. It's such an interesting and like ominous beginning, an introduction to this character. But then episode 2, how you start to get a little bit more answers, you get that just little bit more action, right? Not an insane amount, I get it, but just a little bit more action. Find out what's going on, introduced to other characters, right? Like Layla coming in, getting this chance to talk to Khonshu a little bit more. Again, Ethan Hawke's performance. So shit, I guess the more I talk about it out loud right now, I would probably lean towards episode 2 a little bit more. Dude, especially like when he goes into Moon Knight mode, like when Mark takes over. Okay, so we see Mr. Knight, he punches that jackal, and then but he realizes like, all right, other than that punch, like, dude, I'm not really doing much here, and maybe I should go ahead and kind of check myself. And Mark convinces him to let him take over. He gets into the dope ass Moon Knight suit, and then has that awesome like chase scene with that jackal. Dude, that was fucking amazing. I love the cinematography behind that. I know it's literally just him like doing parkour to a certain extent and running across rooftops, but it was awesome. I think it's because it gives me really heavy Batman vibes. That's probably a big portion of it. And I fucking love Batman. And it's not because like I think it needs to be Batman, but it's just got that essence to it, right? It has that sort of vibe to it. And man, I just thought they did it really well. So I don't know. I think altogether I would probably lean towards episode 2. Oscar Isaac did fine as Apocalypse, but his costume looked ridiculous. Yeah, dude, the costume definitely wasn't that great. It wasn't like the worst it could be, but it definitely looked a bit like just, kind of really well put together cosplay. And I feel bad because it seems like when Oscar Isaac has talked about his time on that movie, his experience with it, it seems like it was shitty. Like he mentions that especially with the makeup and everything, that it was horrible. So I also, again, this is where, like, right, I don't fully discredit him because I'd like to think that he would have actually given even more to the performance if he were allowed to. I think that he was instructed to be the way too cool, calm, and collected Apocalypse. And so anyway, I would be excited to see, like, maybe if he was having a chance to come back as that, what else he would bring to the table. Because realistically speaking, Apocalypse should have been like a multi-movie villain again, like Thanos, because he's essentially the equivalent of like Thanos for the X-Men. So I'm not sure what this means. Yeah, I agree. He looks cool. I'm just not sure how I feel about Stephen Grant having the abilities that Mark kind of does. I thought the point was that Stephen was the timid one. No, absolutely, man. And I think that's what's actually kind of interesting about it is that maybe we'll only see so much of him, but then maybe he'll start to come into his own and can actually kind of like add something to this whole whatever the fuck is going on, right? This whole adventure. That maybe if like Mark is in a really tough spot, that fucking somehow Steven has like some sort of skill or knowledge of something or ability that he's picked up on that would be able to help out in that situation. So there's kind of more of a purpose to show both characters because the way that they portrayed Steven up until this point, he's so damn endearing. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't help but like the guy. So I want to see more of Mark, but I hope they don't fully push Steven to the side. But for whatever it's worth, if they bring Steven back in, yeah, I want him to have like maybe not exactly the same abilities, right? Like there's a reason why there's different personalities. They bring different stuff to the table. Nice. Nice. Now I know I'm the only one who likes Morbius. Oh no, Schofield, don't feel that way. Don't feel that way. You're not alone. But I don't know anyone else that likes it except Dan. You're telling me Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is almost the same length as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Bruh. Yeah, look, when it comes on to it, would I like the runtime of Multiverse of Madness to be longer? Yeah, damn right I would. Like, why wouldn't I? When it comes down to it, like, No Way Home was almost, like, I imagine, like a preview, okay, of how Multiverse of Madness is going to end up being. And when it comes down to that, dude, I could have watched like another hour and a half of No Way Home, and it was already a long movie. But I don't feel the length of it because I'm just enjoying myself so much while watching it. So I am obviously hyping myself up here and overly anticipating how much I'm going to enjoy Multiverse of Madness. But I don't know, man. Something tells me like if they were to be mentioning that, hey, when we release it on, digital and Blu-ray and all that shit, we're gonna have an extended cut that's like another hour. Be like, awesome, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Or for whatever reason, before it got released, even though we're literally like a month away, if they all of a sudden were like, hey, we reshot some stuff and we just added like another half hour to the movie. Like, cool. No complaints on my end. None whatsoever. But I'm so down for it. Question for everyone here. Which comic book villain do you think is worse? Colin Farrell as Bullseye from Daredevil 2003 or Wes Bentley as Blackheart from Ghost Rider? Fuck, man. I don't remember Ghost Rider, the first one, well enough. Funny you mentioned that it was just on the other day and I saw like 15 minutes of it. And I was like, wow, this is not as good as I thought it was or how I remembered it was. And it's not like I remembered it being amazing, but I also don't remember Colin Farrell being that great as Bullseye, though. So I'm going to stick with that as my answer for the time being. Though it seems John's going with Bentley. Maybe I need to watch Ghost Rider again, see how shitty some stuff in there was. Can't believe Nicolas Cage was Ghost Rider. What the fuck? Like, doesn't that give you some perspective on how differently things were looked at in that time frame? That they were like, yo, who should we go to for Ghost Rider? Nick Cage. But I love Nick Cage. I just don't know if I love him as Ghost Rider. Watch Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider be in Multiverse of Madness. Holy shit. I would I wouldn't even like cheer or clap. I would just laugh. He'd pop up and I would crack the fuck up. And I mean, I'd laugh as a pleasant like happiness because I'd be down for it. But now I'm just thinking about that. Oh my god, man. Watch Colin Farrell come back as Bullseye too. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. So I'll be everybody that's ever been in a Marvel project ever is coming back for Multiverse of Madness. That's all it's gonna be. It's gonna be 2 hours of fucking cameos. You know everything that's in the trailer? Then none of that's in the movie. None of it. They're pulling a Morbius, folks. Okay. You know how the Spider-Man shit was in the trailer? Not in the movie. You know how Michael Keaton was in the trailer? Not in the movie. I don't even have to see it, and I know that. All right. That's exactly what they're doing with Multiverse of Madness. All that shit you see with Doctor Strange fighting, the Shumagorath or whatever the fuck that thing is with all the tentacles, right? Nope, not in it. You see that stuff with Wanda where he's talking back and forth, asking about the multiverse, right? Saying we could get you on the back of a lunchbox. Not in it. Not in it. Nope. All cameos. Nothing but fucking cameos. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? No story. Just people popping up and just being like, hi, remember me from this previous Marvel thing? That'd be pretty, somehow that'd still be pretty entertaining. But anyway, jokes aside, I hope no one took that seriously. That's not what's happening. I haven't read the comment that's up here already. So the director of Morbius apparently has no idea where the shot of Morbius walking by Spider-Man came from. How? So it wasn't even something the studio cut. Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw the pitch meeting for Morbius earlier, and I love the way that it was portrayed in there because he made it seem like the studio executive just like forced that in, and the writer was like, "But that has nothing to do with the movie." And I swear that must have been the actual reality of the situation. Because yeah, that is just ridiculous. That to me is, how do they not get? I don't know how they'd get penalized, or I don't know what would happen because of this, but how does something not happen due to like false advertisement? Like, I know Marvel's done some stuff, like the most common example being the Endgame trailer, or I'm sorry, Infinity War trailer, where it's Hulk running with everyone, and then it's not Hulk, right? It's actually the Hulk Buster suit with Mark Ruffalo in there. Which, okay, I get it. That's already disappointing enough, but at least that scene actually happens, right? Like that whole thing actually goes down. And is that misleading? You damn right it is. But this is like, you don't even have this in the fucking movie anymore? You you got some audacious nuts there, Sony. Some audacious nuts. Because where do you get off misleading people so heavily to think, you know what'll get these people to see this shit? Let's put a reference to Spider-Man in the fucking trailer and then not even include it. It would have been bad enough if it was in the movie and it didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like if he just kind of like walked by, there was no reference made towards it. It was just there, blink and you miss it type of thing. That'd already be bad enough. But to show it in the trailer and then just whoop, get the fuck out of here. I mean, again, how do you not start to get like penalized to some degree for that? And then you amp it up by doing the whole thing with Michael Keaton. Come on. Like what? Anyway, Sonic 2 was so much fun. Man, I sure as hell hope so. I can't wait to see Sonic 2. I love Knuckles. And I think that it's awesome that Idris Elba is Knuckles. And it sounds pretty cool. Every time I hear him in the trailer, I'm like, dude, sounds dope. Fuck yeah, I remember the Sonic game on Dreamcast, dude. I love that game. Oh my god. And you know what's funny is I never had a Dreamcast. Like literally, my best friend, shout out Dylan, been my best friend since second grade. He had a Dreamcast. And there was a point in my life where his house was my second house. And like, dude, that was the game. That's all we were doing. I think for like literally maybe, I'm trying to guess how long it actually was. I don't know. But for a long time, man, like that was it. That was our whole life. Go down to his basement, play that game. Makes me want to play that game now. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all, Dan. I'll tell you what, I would be utterly baffled, like just completely downright shocked if I enjoy Morbius. If I do, I mean, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm not going to like be against the prospect that I could possibly like it, but I really don't see me liking it. I mean, there's not much to ruin with Morbius. I didn't hate it as much as some, but there's nothing particularly interesting about it. It just exists. It's a decent way to put it. It just exists. But isn't that so shitty that you have to say it like that? It's dude's first movie. It's Morbius's first live action appearance, his first solo movie, and you're gonna go ahead and hit us with some cobbled shit that's just thrown together. And what? We're supposed to just be like, yay! Wow, look, cool. It's the first time he's in a movie. There's a movie about him. I know that character. Stop pissing all over our childhood. Because I feel like to a certain degree, that's like kind of what it's like. But at the same time, I will be quick to say this. I was never excited about Morbius from like day one. Like before there was any of this hate or anything like that, I wasn't already negatively or feeling negatively about it. I mean, but I wasn't excited about it. I was like, I could not care less, man. I know of Morbius. Yeah, I get it. Cool. He's a Spider-Man villain. Like Venom, I'm down for, right? Maybe not the most perfect movies, but I'll take it. I hope, really, really hope that they get better though. Like, because I don't know. I'm about to do like a whole different video of some kind on those movies at some point. But I'm down because I really like the character. And I actually do think they depict Venom well, especially when you compare to like the Topher Grace nonsense that there was. But Morbius was just one of those like, okay. I feel the same way as far as with Craven. You know what I mean? Like, is Craven a cool Spider-Man villain? Yeah. But you got no Spider-Man here, bro. So I don't really fucking care that much. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to say. It's just you can't sit there and make a bunch of Spider-Man villain movies and what consistently depict them as heroes. And then if you finally get Spider-Man in here to some capacity, whether it's that they drag Tom Holland over from the MCU and borrow him for a little bit before they give him back, or whether they actually smarten themselves up and bring Andrew Garfield back into the fold. Either way, what are you gonna all of a sudden like switch it and they're all villains now? What? To me, that's one of the weirdest things that I've heard about Morbius is that the whole movie is he's depicted as like this, yeah, maybe like an anti-hero. I get it, like he apparently kills people, okay? But it's depicted much more as a heroic type of character than anything else. Then, spoiler alert, Vulture shows up and fucking asks him to be a bad guy with him, and he's like, yeah, sure. What? What? Under what pretenses? What happened that did that to make you all of a sudden, you don't even know this dude. You don't even question anything? Fucking guy flies up out of nowhere and you're just like, yeah, sure, I'll join your squad. The fuck, Sony? Or whoever wrote that shit? You've got to be kidding me. Like, why is that just acceptable? I was saying earlier, I mentioned that sounds like it was ripped straight out of the 90s animated series. And I say that very lightly because I love the 90s animated series. And I think they would have even done it better. But it sounds like that type of premise, right? Like a 90s cartoon where you don't really need all the background and everything like that. Like, it's totally fine if someone just flies up. Like, it's just cool. You're like, oh my God, this villain's talking to this villain. You don't even take into consideration why they're there, how they got there, why any of it makes sense, or why they join up with each other. You're just like, I'm down. But that's because we're talking about a fucking cartoon compared to, oh, let's do that with real people. Let's just bring Michael Keaton over from the MCU because that totally makes sense. That's within the ramifications of Doctor Strange's spell, right? Even though the whole purpose was, yo, we're about to bring everyone from other universes over to the MCU. If you know who Spider-Man is, right? Oh, wait, we undid the spell? Okay, everybody fuck off. But hold on. We're going to take Michael Keaton real quick. All right, we're going to take Vulture and we're going to throw him over into Sony's universe for no fucking reason. Did everybody else just randomly go somewhere else? Did other people from other universes just randomly get thrown into ours permanently? Just where's the logic? Where is the fucking logic, Sony? Sorry. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm only sorry because I know this was supposed to be directly Moon Knight associated. I know we've mostly been talking Moon Knight, but well, plus there's only so much to say when it being the first two episodes, and plus I also gave a fair warning there was going to be other subjects that were coming up here. Yeah. All right. I just love Colin Farrell in almost everything except Daredevil. Fair. Dude's a good actor, man. Gotta hand it to him. Dude's a good actor. Actually, wouldn't have mind if he stuck around as what's his face, Grindelwald. I get he did the whole I'm Johnny Depp, but if he would have stuck around, I would have been like, okay, I'm down. Which, speaking of which, I can't wait to see how in Secrets of Dumbledore. I swear to God, I'm not even like, it's not even the movie as a whole that I'm like, oh, I really want to see this. I'm just looking forward to them addressing Grindelwald's appearance. Hey, man, you look different. Again. Like, what the? Hey, remember when you were Johnny Depp? For like 5 seconds? I was saying to Z Upside Dan in the Cinema Squad chat, we were joking about this and everything. I want Deadpool to pop up and just be like, yo, what happened to Captain Jack? I thought you guys had Captain Jack Sparrow here. So I don't know. That's just a wish. That's a little side wish. Matt Smith is something in it. That might be the part that hurts you most. In reference to Morbius, because he's giving it a 5 out of 10. Wow, okay, Eric's giving it a low score. Eric usually is like pretty nice when it comes to like scores for stuff. He's courteous to things. And I don't mean that like you're not honest about stuff, Eric. I just, it's that's all good. You just happen to enjoy stuff a lot. I totally respect that. I love it. Sometimes I get mad at myself for being as critical on certain things as I am nowadays, because I wasn't always this way. This hardened asshole that I've turned into. Nah, I wouldn't even go as far as that. But man, I'm excited to see Matt Smith and Morbius. I'll tell you that. I've heard, I could be wrong here again, right? Don't know anything about the movie for sure, except something. So I do know some things for sure. But my point that I was going to bring up is I've heard that Matt Smith is like a highlight of the movie. It seems as though he really kind of like steals the show again from what is mentioned here. So excited for that. Only thing that you like about Daredevil is that if you don't want to see the Daredevil series, all you have to do is watch that movie and you basically got the story in 2 hours. Fair, but it's more so like, would you rather have this story told to you in a beautiful, like well-executed way that you enjoy? Like, it's going to be a lot longer, but you're really going to have a really good time. Or I could condense that same story down into a brief amount of time, but everything's going to be shittier. All the characters are shittier. All the acting is shittier. The story itself is shittier. Yeah. Which, if you haven't seen Daredevil, the series, go check it out. Charlie Cox kills it in that role. Jace, obviously there is going to be a connection to the greater MCU and Moon Knight. Maybe not now, but definitely by the end. My question, what will the connection be? Let's see how close you get. Ooh, I could respect this, John. I appreciate you throwing this out here. Shit, man. Shit. I might have to actually take a moment to think on that and get back to it, because that's actually a really good question. The more that it sinks in here, because I don't imagine they're just going to try and like pull it off in any ridiculous nonsense way. Okay, so you brought up about like the Blade and all that type of those characters earlier. So I'm trying to think as far as that probably is honestly like where I see it kind of happening the most. Maybe again as an introduction to the rest of the MCU, strictly because Moon Knight seems to do his stuff during night more than anything, right? Pun intended there. But it does seem like, generally speaking, like literally the moon like gives him more strength. Again, something I could be wrong on. I know limited stuff about this character. But if that's the case, then since he's doing stuff more within the nighttime, and since Blade seems to be hunting vampires more so in the nighttime, not like he never does it in day, but hopefully you get my point there, that they could have an honest chance of running into each other. So I'll leave it at that for now. If I come up with a better possibility for it, I will circle back to this. Not excited for the future live action Spider-Man. No. This whole Spider-Verse movies, I mean, yeah. Dude, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're expecting to get out of it at this point. It literally just seems like it's the definition of just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. But it doesn't seem like there's any set game plan. And it seems like they're claiming that there is, but they've done that so many times in the past. The fuck was the situation at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Bro, they teased the Sinister Six. Like, I get it. You may think that you know what you're doing. Are you really going to do it, though? I don't know. And I've really, at this point, lost enough faith in them to where, and also like I don't know how many more chances to give them when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? Like you kind of start to get to a point where it's like, isn't this getting on the verge of like disrespectful? Just cut it out. Just stop. Like it's literally to the point where everyone watching your fucking movies knows that you're making this just to keep the rights to Spider-Man longer and just to try and get money. Like this is definition of like, well, I guess not exactly a cash grab, but like kind of on the verge of a cash grab. Like that's all that you're doing it for, right? It's just like, well, yeah, if we do this, then we can kind of make some money, hopefully. And this way we can keep the rights longer. You don't care, right? They don't feel like they genuinely care. And I don't mean that in a way to like try and discredit every single person who has anything to do with it. There's probably some people that are involved with the Sony projects that actually give a shit. Sadly, I don't think those are the people that are fully in charge of everything that's going on. So by the time that it gets to those people that do care, right, that they can only do so much, and then it moves on right past them, and the people that don't give a shit change it up to whatever it is that we get left with. And it's really discouraging, man. Because I get it, you want to make money off of it. I'm not stupid. It's at the end of the day, it's a business, right? And it's for entertainment purposes, and it means a lot to people, but it's a business. So I'm not against the concept of you needing to make money off of this, but you know what'll make you more money? Make it fucking good. Treat it with some respect. Actually try. Execute it well. And then it'll make even more money. You want your proof? No Way Home. There's your proof. It did a great job. And look at all the money it made. Look at all the records it broke. And again, I know they're sitting there like, yeah, and right, that was us. That was us. No, it fucking wasn't. It was Kevin Feige in the MCU. You just had the connects. You just happened to have our childhood toys. And Kevin Feige and team was smart enough to be like, hey, Amy Pascal over at Sony and all those other people. Yeah. Hey, can we borrow your toys? I know. They're your toys. We're not going to take them. Don't worry. But we would love to borrow them. Can we bring some of our toys and play with your toys at the same time? Is that okay, maybe? Like, combine toy stuff, right? And then again, you could take your toys back at the end. That's how it was, bro. That's how it was. Not like, Sony really stepped up here and brought a lot to the table. What? What did they bring to the table besides Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and some of the best villains that have graced the screen in comic book movies, with the exception of the Lizard and kind of Jamie Foxx's Electro, at least from the Amazing Spider-Man 2. he redeemed himself a bit in No Way Home. But anyway, right? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And again, I could be so wrong. I only know so much as far as what goes on in the background of making all that stuff. But holy crap. Like, I'm not about to sit here and praise Sony of like, dude, you guys made No Way Home. Oh my God, that was amazing. See, it's weird to even consider that a Sony movie, to be honest with you. It says it's an MCU movie as far as I'm concerned. So, sorry. But not sorry again. Imagine Aaron Taylor Johnson's Kraven arriving in Chris Pratt's Super Mario Bros. Universe and going, I don't know how I'm here. I think it's Spider-Man. Let's find others like us and do something. Oh, good Lord, John. That is so on point. Wow, that is so on point. Yeah, all of a sudden he just runs into Bowser and he's like, hey, I don't know who you are or why I'm here, but you want to go take down some good guys? Because I could tell you're evil. I have an evil radar. That's how I knew to fly up to you. What? Apocalypse is a lot better than Morbius. I wouldn't be surprised. Holy hell. I mean, my gosh, I don't really like Apocalypse, but there's at least some slightly redeeming factors to that movie, like moments of the movie that could be looked at as decent. So, I don't know. Maybe there'll be some decent moments in Morbius. Ooh! Nick, what's up, man? Hope you're still around. I literally just realized as I went to read your comment in particular, I was like, oh shit, This comment came in half hour ago. Sorry, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much as far as firing away. I love the conversation that we got going on here. But yeah, I'm trying to at least to respectfully answer all of this stuff here without kind of flying through it. But I should probably go ahead and pick up the pace. Want to stay on track with what everyone's saying here live. But Nick, seriously, man, what is up? How are you? Hope all is well. Looking forward to the next whatever it is that we talk about together. And if you haven't already, check out the channel name that's on the. I literally just with my mouse on my laptop here, like took my cursor and like waved it over the distract as if you were able to see that. I'm like so used to sharing my screen in certain circumstances that I'm used to like if I wave my mouse around something that people are able to tell. Anyway, go check out the Distract if you haven't already. And he's actually got multiple channels, so not just the Distract, but check out the Discuss, where it's spelled exactly like discuss, where you can go ahead and check out him and myself chatting about Hawkeye and probably what everybody's most interested in, right? I would guess that hopefully you'd be interested in anything. But we had an interview with the LARPers of Hawkeye. Yeah. All of them except for Grills. Grills was in the middle of, I think, doing a comedy show that night from what they were saying. So hopefully, who knows? Maybe we'll have another talk with them and we get Grills there. But yeah, we got a chance to talk to the LARPers from Hawkeye, and they're awesome. They're like some of the like easiest people to talk to. Was great because I was like definitely nerve-wracked beforehand. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna sound like an idiot. But it's great. They're superhero dorks as well, right? So they love talking about this stuff. Anyway. No. Jay says some. Yeah, that's right. Now that I have this awesome new microphone, I can do ASMR. I don't know what it is about that, and I'm not going to go on a huge rant, but I just don't know what it is about that. Like you get such a kick out of, like, you know, stuff with like the crunching. Like people love when like there's videos of like people eating and crunching a lot. Yeah, it's cool. I get it. The sound of a crunch is like nice, I guess. But to the point where you just want to like listen to that continuously, put a fucking song on or something. Much love to everybody that likes ASMR. Dan saying, yeah, Jace, I'm not looking forward to the future of the live action Sonyverse, but if I didn't find Morbius, I don't know if I didn't mind Morbius, not find, what the hell? If I didn't mind Morbius, I don't know if it can get worse. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say here. Whoo! Now all of a sudden it's about to get so much worse, Dan. So much worse. Is anyone else loving Moon Knight so far? Nick, yes, man. That's actually just what really inspired this. I know a lot of times, you know, what kind of provokes someone to jump up right away and start up a live stream. It's either probably because you fucking hated something or because you think it's dope. I don't see too many of just like in between stuff of just like, I'm just here to talk about it and it's okay. But yeah, no, man, I loved it. I'm really, really happy with everything so far. So I'm guessing it's gonna stay that way. I don't know. I just every time I think about like where it's going, I think that it's on point of where it needs to be. The pacing of where it is only by the second episode. I'm like, I'm totally on board. I'm ready to see where this is going. And there's been nothing in there that I'm just like against outright. So fingers crossed that it stays that way, because then it'll be hands down one of the strongest MCU Disney Plus shows. John's throwing in a hell yeah. After Book of Boba Fett, my hype for Disney Plus Star Wars is really low. Here's the only reason why I don't agree with that is just strictly because I feel like Book of Boba Fett wasn't ever meant to be. Like, I don't think it was supposed to happen. I truly feel like there was some rumors and speculation that there was kind of like some drama going on set of Mandalorian season 3 a while ago, and I have no idea how true that really is. I hope honestly it isn't, because I want it to go on for as long as it can. However, there's too many things that seem to be eerily adding up, and it's almost like bizarre if that's not what happened, because all of a sudden they delay season 3 of Mandalorian. When they did the announcement of all the different Star Wars shows that were coming to Disney Plus, Book of Boba Fett wasn't on there. It was announced as an after credit scene at the end of the season 2 Mandalorian finale. Very odd, right? Down for it? Hell yeah. But odd. And then when you see the show, that's the exact feeling that I get. Is this was pieced together last moment, and wasn't originally intended to happen. There's too many things that seem to prove that that logic coming into play there. So again, something I could be wrong about. I'll admit all damn day and night that I could be wrong about a bunch of shit, but I feel pretty strongly about this. It seems as though they had a couple of episodes of Mandalorian season 3 ready to go. Cough cough. Episodes 5 and 6 of Book of Boba Fett. Cough cough. And then essentially that Jon Favreau kind of stepped in. He's like, hey, look, I could just throw a quick like Boba Fett story together, so this way we can stay on track, still release something on the schedule of when they intended to, and also have a perfect excuse as why they can, safely delay Mandalorian season 3 and keep working on that. So yeah, that's my feelings on Book of Boba Fett in a little bit of a nutshell there. Just strictly because, again, if you don't agree with me, watch it back, and there's no way you could sit there and say this feels like a completely succinct, intact, well structured show. It's not. It's one of the most oddest. It's one of the most odd and like weirdly cobbled, pieced together shows I think I've ever seen. Star Wars or not, just ever. It's really bizarre. But at the same time, I have a lot of hope for other shows. Like the Ahsoka show, I'm fucking pumped for. That's probably the top one. And then Mandalorian season 3. So everything else, we'll see. We'll see. Think everyone is. Again, kind of could be. As far as the hesitancy, I get it. My God, Book of Boba Fett was tedious. Yeah, again, because I think it's like I said, I feel like that shit must have been written way quicker than we even think. And was just like, okay, cool. This is a relatively decent Boba Fett like story arc, but it wasn't. It had the potential to be. That's what's so disappointing. It had the potential to be, but it wasn't. So anyway, I'm literally about to fight this whole chat right now, or this whole chat with my mind. Dude, like, can we see that? Will I be able to tell in the comments that there's a fight going on? That sounds impressive. And if not, then please elaborate, John. I would love to know what is going on here. Agree, Book of Boba Fett was frustratingly mediocre, like stale grits. The CG was way better though. Yo, gosh, yeah, without a doubt. Like Luke looks amazing in Book of Boba Fett, but it was just the show as a whole is it's like what's going on here, and especially how it ended. It's not like there's no good moments in the finale. I actually enjoy the finale quite a bit, but parts of it, like as a whole, like overall together, it's what kind of finale to a show did that end up being? Who knows? It's not properly explainable. Yes, it is. I have a review on Book of Boba Fett that I'm actually working on. It's a breakdown review of the whole season. So you'll hear more in depth. Me talk about it later. Book of Boba Fett felt like the days when Fox used to make shitty Fantastic Four movies so they could keep the rights. Fair. The standouts in Moon Knight for me so far, in my opinion, are Oscar Isaac's performance and the directing overall. Some of the shots in the pilot were legit wall-worthy. Dude, 100%. I think Oscar Isaac is, I've said it a little bit earlier, but I just think he is fucking nailing it. Like everything about him as each character is not just fully believable, but super likable. There's something about him as Steven that is so endearing and genuine that you can't help but kind of feel for the guy. Like in the first episode, when he thinks he's going on the date with that girl and he's at the steak restaurant, which is, for him as a character is a big thing because he's a vegan, right? When he realizes what's going on, that it's actually like, what was it, 2 days after, they were supposed to go out on a Friday and he realizes it's Sunday and he asks the waiter what day it is. And then all of a sudden starts ordering. That performance alone, that scene by itself is like one of the best fucking performances in all of MCU's Disney Plus shows. It's really, really, really good. It's almost like, shit, man, this is like better than it deserves to be in a way, but I'll take it. I will take it, Oscar Isaac. Keep giving it to us. And I know there's only been so much brought to the table as Mark Spector so far, but even like as that, so in the second episode, when Mark and Steven are getting into it, right? As far as he's looking in the mirror and they're like arguing with each other. Mark's the one that's in control now, and Steven's talking about how, I'm never going to stop bothering you, right? I'm always going to be here. I'm going to bug you until he can take back over. And when Mark starts like, kicking the mirror in, he's all pissed off. Seriously, that is something that, again, I feel like it's just obviously like being angry and kicking a mirror, but nonetheless, there is a difference between just doing that and acting it out well to seem believable, like you really did just get into an argument with an internal different part of yourself. So I applaud him heavily on what he's done so far, without trying to sound overboard. I just really like it. Yeah, I'm digging it. I agree, Jace. As a Batman fanboy, there's something about Moon Knight that speaks to me. Yeah, dude, he's Batman in a white suit. You know what? Actually, this is completely serious. He gives me heavy vibes, appearance wise, of Azrael. So if anyone's not sure, do yourselves a favor. Google Batman Azrael. Maybe if you just search Azrael, you'd find it. But anyway, he has a very similar looking getup to him, and not exactly super powered like Moon Knight is, but kind of that same essence. Like he's a little bit more brutal. You know what I mean? And it seems like Moon Knight brings that justice, that vengeance, and that justice. I can't wait to see him just beat the shit out of some people, man. I don't know why, especially from that first episode at the very end. I know we only get a little snippet of it, but man, when he's like pummeling that one dude, it just made me feel, I was like, oh my God, we're about to see him at some point in the show just go to town on some people and just whoop some ass. I'm here for it. I am so here for it. Yeah, and why does that one character, Pelimoto, keep showing up in the Star Wars? She knows she is the worst. I'll take Jar Jar over her anyway. What? I don't think she's that bad. I don't think Pelimoto's that bad. She's cool. Yeah, sometimes she's a bit much, right? But, and plus, I don't think she's like showing, the reason she's showing up in the show is because it's 99% of Star Wars shows so far has taken place on fucking Tatooine. So, yeah. That's why. And not just Tatooine, but like within the same area. And now we're about to get fucking Obi-Wan. Fucking Kenobi. Where's it going to start off at? Tatooine. But at least they've like essentially confirmed, and I apologize, I'm not trying to, if you don't want to hear anything about Obi-Wan, I'm sorry. Take this with a grain of salt anyway. It's not like I can confirm anything. But it seems as though he's definitely going off-world at some point in the show. It's been basically like confirmed that he gonna leave. He gonna leave Tatooine. And he gonna see Vader. And some Inquisitors. Gonna be dope. Except the Grand Inquisitor looks like the Marshmallow Man with a cool suit on. So I don't know how to feel about that. The Distract, I said the only reason I like the Daredevil movie is that it's technically the TV show in 2 hours. It's like a shortcut to learn the story instead of having to watch the entire series. I mean, again, fair. The only thing I will say without going right back into it and repeating the whole thing is just, but it's not, though. It's really not the same story. Like, there's, of course, similar elements. It's the same character. I get it. But I mean that in a good way. And heck, Schofield, if maybe this is like kind of being said, I don't know. Have you given the whole Netflix, now Disney Plus Daredevil series a shot? Because if not, man, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. If it's one of those where you started to and you didn't know about where it was going, keep going with it. Keep going with it, and it gets a lot better. Yeah, why don't they do extended cuts? All right, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Ethan Hawke as Holy, is that how you say it? Holier than thou? Holier than thou? Yeah, I don't know why that word just looked really funnier. God damn, what is going on right now? For some reason, looking at holier, and I was like, am I saying it right? Anyway, so Ethan Hawke as a holier than thou hippie cult leader is perfect casting. Dude, it's funny, I would have never guessed that that's the case, but after seeing him in it, 100%. Random comment, Jace, can you say beep bop, beep doo bop with the swagger of an old jazz man? I feel like I gotta do something like this. All right, like beep bop beep bop. I hope that made you happy. Anybody gonna watch the Nick Cage meta movie? Yes, man. Yes. I was talking about Nick Cage before, right with the Ghost Rider stuff, and it just made me still think, it's like, oh man, I don't mean to shit all over him. I love Nick Cage as an actor, and that premise of the movie just seems insanely interesting. So I'm totally down for it. What the fuck? Come on, Dan, with these early screenings. Hook a Cinema Squad brother up, man. I don't know how that would happen. You'd have to fly me some states away. And that seems like it'd be tough. That seems like it'd be tough. Marvel fans stay through 9 minutes of credits for a 3-second scene of a dude going, "It's me, Angus Milkshake." Oh, man. But it's worth it though, right? Because damn it, it's Angus Milkshake, bro. It's Marvel. It's like Apple. They can do whatever they want at this point. Apple could sell a piece of shit, and as long as it's got the Apple logo on it, it's all good, man. Everyone's gonna go nuts. They'll camp outside of the store for like a week for it. Yo, did you get your apple crap? I put it on reserve. I'm getting 2 apple craps. Yeah. Oh yeah, Eric, I forgot that you are not normally a fan of the comedies. So I hope if you do see it that you get a kick out of it, man. Hope you get a kick out of it. This is clearly part I was kind of skimming through, and I think this must be part of a conversation that I am clearly missing out on. Bullseye fits into the movie while Electro is a sore thumb. Fair. Fair, 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 fair. Just a reminder to lick your lips. That was probably weird for everybody watching. I'm happy Warner Brothers isn't doing this with the Batman villains. Oh, God, right? They gave us one Joker movie and it was incredible. This is a really good point. When I was talking about the whole concept as far as like them doing all these Spider-Man villain movies, but there's no Spider-Man, so what the hell's going on here? Yeah, man. I'm also glad, like, I do not say this too loud. Warner Brothers will fucking hear us. Okay? I do not want all of a sudden, like, oh, hold on. Don't you worry. We're doing a Riddler movie. Okay? We're going to tell you the whole entire upbringing of the Riddler. We're also going to do a movie on that Joker we showed you. We know we're doing the Arkham series and the Penguin series, but we're going to do all these movies for them too. And not just the ones in the Matt Reeves universe. Going to go ahead and the Joaquin Phoenix universe? Yeah. Did you know that there's actually a Scarecrow in there? There's actually a Jonathan Strain Scarecrow. There's Dr. Hugo Grant. Actually, that totally makes sense. Holy shit, man. Why didn't they have that? Would have been amazing if Joaquin Phoenix's therapist in the Joker movie was Hugo Grant. And then there was nothing else. Not like he was like up to some crazy shit. But that would have been a cool, like, just name drop in there. Cool reference point. Anyway, yeah. Don't do that with all the Batman movies. And don't make another Joker movie. Unless it's like legitimately one of the greatest stories in the world. And I only say that because people get this twisted all the time. I love Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie. The only reason why I don't want them to do another one is because it was a fantastically encapsulated, leave it the fuck alone type of story. Like, it ends great. And it's just one of those, like, unless, again, it's literally like one of the most amazing stories, it almost seems disrespectful to the first one to make another one. Why? Why? Only idea I've heard, and I've said this before, I'll gladly say it again because I thought it was really cool. Willem Dafoe himself came out and brought up an idea that I thought was kind of badass about the potential of him playing another Joker in so a sequel to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie, right? Where Willem Dafoe is a guy in that universe, just another regular guy, of course, who gets inspired by Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and becomes like his own Joker, but then like kind of takes it. I find it funny to say a little too far because fuck, did Joaquin Phoenix not take it too far? I mean, he killed some people on live television. But I guess like take it in a more chaotic, crazy way, and that it would almost be a little bit of like opposing Jokers as far as like how they feel on stuff. I have no idea. The idea of it sounds great. It's the execution that I'm worried about. And again, part of me just feels like, all right, you know what? That sounds really cool, but leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Though I am totally down for Willem Dafoe as Joker someday. Be amazing. Watch the scene where he's fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man in No Way Home in the hallway. And the part where Tom's just decking him in the face. And he gives like, it's like a Joker laugh. Like, I swear to God, like he laughs and it's just like, I know that's Green Goblin right there, but come on. You gonna tell me it's not the fucking Joker? It's the Joker. I'm watching 90s Spider-Man and X-Men cartoons. I like them, but even as a kid, I really think DC 90s cartoons are way better. Dude, Batman animated series is my shit. And Justice League, the animated series. Both of those, oh my God, absolutely amazing, amazing shows. I don't know how to say as far as in comparison. They're also near and dear to my heart. But yeah, I'm excited as fuck that they're bringing back the X-Men animated series. And honestly, oh, oh my god, I'm so glad this came up. I've totally like forgotten about this. I was gonna do like a separate video on this shit. Someone brought up the prospect of the Patrick Stewart Professor X that's gonna be in Multiverse of Madness. People were saying that that's the Professor X from the animated series, and I was like, what? Like that? I'm so down for that. I'm so down for that. It's crazy, but it works. Right. And honestly, it would kind of make sense in a way that if that was something that tied in. Now, I don't know because apparently I've also like heard a lot of stuff that a lot of this multiversal Illuminati, Professor X included, might get like fucking wiped out by Wanda. So who knows? Who knows? But if he doesn't, then that would kind of be cool as far as like if he went back to the cartoon universe and then they referred to the multiverse in the cartoon. Damn, man. Damn, that'd be dope. The Venom movies and animated Spider-Man movies are the only reason Sony makes money. Once those franchises are done, Sony is screwed. So here's the thing, Schofield, I agree. This is my one big worry and concern, bro. I'm worried that they will start to mess up, but the problem is they retain rights for a long time. And it's like, as long as you make something, it's not even how good it does. It's just as long as you make something, you'll retain the rights. And I sadly can't picture a day where they just won't make anything. I think that they're so fucking greedy with it and they've got their claws sunk in so deep. I think they're also like on the verge of, dare I say, like delusional about it. Like they just don't believe that anybody else is allowed to have Spider-Man at this point. Like I think they believe that he's theirs. And I'm sorry, but he's not. I don't know what you want me to say here. He's absolutely not your character. Yes, you have the movie rights to him, but why does everybody love him? Because of what they know him and what he's from as being part of the larger Marvel universe. Not like we always need to see him with other heroes and characters, but I don't want to have to worry about like, oh, wait, is he or is he not part of all this? Who is and who's not part of all this? No. No. Unless it's multiversal related specifically, then just give me it all. Let Marvel have all the rights. Question for everyone. Which comic book movie do you think is worse, Batman and Robin or Catwoman 2004? For me, Catwoman. At least Batman and Robin was hilariously bad. Couldn't have said it better myself, Drew. Fuck Catwoman 2004. I can't stand that movie. That is a absolutely piss poor excuse of a superhero related movie. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Halle Berry, love you, right? You're great. You're absolutely great. Not as Catwoman, though. Just sorry. Sorry to any Catwoman lovers out there, right? In case you like that. But it ain't even Catwoman, my guy. It's not even Selena Kyle. It's not even Selena Kyle. And she actually has cat powers? I don't know. I don't get that movie. Like, don't be wrong. I'm down for different takes on existing characters. So for some, a little bit, there's a tiny part of me that can just appreciate it for what it is. But God, that is like, that's just ridiculous, though. So yeah. Yeah. Oh shit! What's up, Brian? Again, realizing that I'm still a bit behind here, I'm gonna have to try and go ahead and catch up as much as I can. Hope you still happen to be around, dude. If you are, then thank you for stopping by. Genuinely appreciate your presence being here. And hope you're doing well, Brian. Hope you are doing well. Looking forward to as far as whatever the next instant movie review is. As far as I like those. You pop straight out the theater and kind of tell it like it is. Always gives me kind of a rough idea as far as what's going on. So, and if people don't know what I'm talking about, then once again, there's a channel name that's on the screen here, Dragon Movie Guy. Feel free to check him out. You'd be doing yourself a favor. Matt Smith is the worst part of the film, no question. He's like he stepped out of a different movie? The worst part of the film? Fuck, man. Matt Smith hams it up. I don't know who to believe anymore. I don't know what's going on, guys. What's real? Is Morbius actually just good? No, of course not. Of course not. But damn, that's kind of disappointing. Matt Smith steals the show, but in a good way. I like him normally. So excited for him in House of the Dragon. Yeah, dude, I'm super excited for him. I gotta say, the reason why Matt Smith just like kind of always instantly has a positive mark in my book is because he was the Doctor. For anybody that likes or knows of Doctor Who, he was the 11th Doctor. There are some story elements that kind of say why that could be otherwise now, but I will leave that for a completely different discussion because otherwise I'll never shut up about that. That's a side rant I'm not trying to get into. Did you guys see the SNL sketch this weekend making fun of long movies over 90 minutes? Thoughts on movies that can't tell a story in less than an hour and a half? I did not see it, which means I am behind because I love me some SNL. So I got to go ahead and catch up on some of their most recent sketches. I I don't know, man. I don't have an issue with it. You know, it's funny how like we seem to have an issue with movies being, longer than 2 hours or longer than an hour and a half or something. And yet we'll sit down and watch a show where they release a whole episode, or I'm sorry, a whole season at once, and it's like each episode's an hour and it's 8 fucking episodes long. Right? But because they're breaking it up in episodes, it's like, oh no, it's totally fine. Right? I would never sit here for an 8-hour movie, but I'll sit here for an 8-hour show, watching each episode consecutively back to back to back to back. It's like the equivalent of being like, hey, do you want to buy this thing that's $19.99 or this thing that's $20? Choice is yours. Choice is yours. I don't know. Again, that's just my way of saying I don't have an issue. I don't think because a movie is more than 90 minutes means that they can't tell the story in that time frame. However, sometimes, of course, movies are longer than they need to be, right? Like it's just not necessary. And I think they're just kind of doing it for maybe creative purposes, but it's not really working in their favor. So I think that 90-minute mark obviously is a sweet spot. If you can hit that, great. If it happens to be going over, fine. But you better have some damn good justification. Damn good justification. Venom 2, favorite of the Spider-Verse for the Sony Spider-Verse right now. Well, I'm guessing if you mean live action, because otherwise I would say that Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite Sony Spider-Verse thing. Because that's actually just like legitimately good. I am extremely excited for Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Yo, I heard this before and I can't take credit for it, but I love this idea, so I love talking about it. What if Across the Spider-Verse is all animated, like the first movie, of course, but then Across the Spider-Verse Part 2 is live action? That was necessary to have a double explosion there. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I could see where a lot of people would probably not be entirely for that. Maybe it's something where it's like not the whole thing could be live action, but a component of it or part of it could be in live action. That would be pretty dope. Because not to take away from the animation entirely, you want to still acknowledge that that's where everything started off in. But anyway, it seems that though, what are they trying to do here, right? Incorporate that it's a multiversal thing. And so, hey, there's no reason to say that like animated shit can't be in a multiverse, different, just, universe, alternate place than what live action stuff is. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailers, there is a very quick, like less than a fucking half a second shot of something where you can see it's like cartoons. Like there's something in the back where it's clearly animated. Some people are speculating it's like the What If series that's in there, which would make the most sense because that dealt heavily with multiversal stuff. So I don't know, but I mean that would just be really cool, mixing the animated and live action to a certain respectable degree, not some, Space Jam 2 shit. Ugh. Fucking Space Jam 2. I haven't seen the sketch, but if it's fun, I don't mind longer movies or really good. Agreed. Yeah, I was guessing that Eric was gonna mention something about as far as the length of Multiverse of Madness since that came up. Endgame and No Way Home do go by fast. And yes, Eternals is pathetically long. Good God. That's another one I would just shiver at. Eternals. That one was disappointing. If anybody, I don't know. If you like Eternals, again, then all the more to you, but fuck. Movie is tough to deal with, man. That is a tough pill to swallow. Sorry, Eric. Sorry. That is very deserving to throw up the this emoji because it is what it is. Like I'm glad that you like it, but there is so much. I've been dying to do a breakdown review of that, and the only reason that I haven't yet is because I can't get myself to fucking watch it again. But I know I have to if I want to do a proper breakdown review. Gosh, but dude, it's like Marvel's Justice League except shittier somehow. I don't know. I don't mean like as far as the Justice League. That takes the cake. That one's shitty, but anyway. If they make a Toy Story 5, it will be 3 hours long. Well, I just hope they don't do a Toy Story 5. And I say that being an enormous fan of Toy Story. But I thought even the fourth one was like, whoa, what are you doing here? Fifth one, it's like would I riot against it or some shit? Of course not, right? I'd be down. I'd watch it, but I'd be really hesitant. Be like, what are you doing here? Hold your horses. Is this necessary? Is this actually a good addition to the story? Because the fourth movie, although it may not be everyone's favorite, and it's not as perfect of an ending as the third movie was, I wasn't against. I like the fourth Toy Story movie. So if it's something to that extent, then maybe a fifth could come into play. But otherwise, I'm cool with them just doing like their side specials that they kind of do. Content in general has gotten shorter and shorter. I find longer movies that are well executed refreshing. Yes, Nick, well said. Because man, like everything nowadays, again, it's all broken down either into episodes, so it's to make it feel like it's actually shorter when it's not. Videos like YouTube videos, right? Everything, it's all quick shit. Forget long videos. It's the YouTube shorts and everything like that. It's all no. We have no fucking attention spans anymore. The fact that I've had as many of you stick along with me as long as you have been in this live stream is applaudable and admirable. You should all feel proud of yourselves. And I say that obviously facetiously, but right, it's something where it's just, dude, everyone's just about like quick content now, fast content. It's like, why? Not everybody, but more people than there should be. Yes, yes, it has definitely earned a slumber, like without a doubt. The third movie already gave it that status. Fourth movie, again, as I meant, I'll accept it. I was talking about whole speculation of the fifth. Let's just kind of leave it the fuck alone, though. Okay. Unless it's like Woody coming back and rejoining the gang and everything like that. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Maybe. I, for the most part, don't want 3-hour movies. Again, it just depends on what they are, man. It just depends on what they are. I guess, again, the Batman is a good example of that. Although I still don't think the Batman needed to be 3 hours long. It's okay that it was. I enjoyed it. It just didn't need to be that long. Maybe they'll make Cross. Dude, I mean, I'll put it this way. You're probably not far off because if you consider just Across the Spider-Verse as a whole, right? Instead of considering a part 1 and part 2, hey, maybe put both parts together. Could easily be 4 hours long. Easily. Huh. Okay, so I the only part, Schofield, that I would say about this is I just wouldn't use the word necessary. That's all. And again, that's with all due respect to your opinion. You feel still how you want to feel there, bud. But as far as personally speaking on it, I wouldn't use the word necessary. Because I just think altogether that it was just a perfectly closed off story at the end. At the end of the third one. I don't know. I don't know. I still do. I get your point, though. You know what I mean? It's just the word necessary. I'm nitpicking here. Apologies. Wow, man, there was a lot of discussion. This Toy Story 3 shit really started to get stuff going for you in the chat. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse is good, but do we really need a 2-part epic where they fight people in the multiverse, which is already happening in MCU? Fair. Totally fucking fair, my guy. You want to know why? Because it's just, to me, it's extra proof that Sony is not really as like credible for all this shit as they seem. What's their most successful thing? Something that we're already doing in live action better. Do I like Into the Spider-Verse? Yes, I fucking do. Am I down for this 2-part epic? Yes, I totally am. But they're just hopping on the multiversal bandwagon. It's very noticeable. Whether it'll work, it probably will. We'll see, though. We'll see. But they just can't bank on it because this is not their main thing. Their main thing that they're putting heavy focus on is their live action universe. That's kind of, again, the reason why I was bringing up that how, interesting would it be to see them bring live action into this stuff. And yet, I should probably bite my fucking tongue because if they do that, they could easily just mess everything up. It could be like, oh, great, right? Here we were finally having something good. And then they just shit all over it. Shit all over it. Got a pretty good nap during mornings. It was such a good nap. I didn't even bother with an instant movie review. Oh, wow. I'm really curious. Brian, if you happen to hear me read that still, did you actually fall asleep? Because I wouldn't be surprised if you did, but I'm curious. I don't know. I mean, the first Spider-Verse is pretty fantastic, so I'm willing to check out what the sequel has in store. But yeah, pretty weird that they're splitting the second movie into two. Just make it three. Yeah, I know. It does kind of make you wonder, like, what is the purpose of having it be a continue? There must be some sort of relatively decent reason. I actually have more faith in the Across the Spider-Verse movies than I do with anything else Sony's doing. I'm not even kidding in the slightest. Like Venom 3, who the fuck knows? Craven, who the fuck knows? Across the Spider-Verse, okay. At least I'm down. I'm down. What is a superhero casting choice you think is slightly overrated but not that bad? It could just be one that you don't love as much as everyone else does. Shit. So that like somewhere in the middle? Huh. Okay. Oh gosh, wait, this doesn't that never mind. That's not actually a legitimate choice. Shit, man. That's a pretty decent question. Okay, so this is all I can't really say an official answer at the moment because the only thing that's coming to my mind for some fucking reason here is Channing Tatum as Gambit, which I know never actually happened, so I understand. All I was going to mention is that like people seem to like go batshit crazy over like that casting, and I was like, I mean, dude, I'm not against it. That's the thing. That's the part, right? Some people are just outright also against it too. They're like, oh, fuck no, dude, don't let him ever be that character. And I just kind of fell somewhere in the middle. I was like, I don't know. I mean, it could be decent. Like, I don't think people give Channing Tatum enough credit sometimes. And I don't say that thinking he's like fucking amazing or anything. I could see him maybe possibly doing something with that character. But yeah, I also don't understand why there were some people that they were just like, oh my God, he was born to play this character. And they were fighting for it for like years and years and years. So that's like the closest answer I would have to that for right now. I do really like it, but I don't love Into the Spider-Verse as much as everybody. Dan, I feel like you say that about a lot of stuff. I like it, but I don't like it as much as everyone else. Or I like it more than everyone else. What's going on here, Dan? What's going on here? Let's see. Yeah, I don't think anyone is going to rush their review on Morbius. Except for like the bigger YouTube channels, you're probably right, man. Because of course you got the people that like they fucking review it a half hour after the movie just released. It's like how'd you even see it already? But I guess all the early screenings and stuff like that, because once you get to that status, people want you to see their movies earlier. That's what I'm trying to get to over here. I'm trying to get to the point where I just talk so much shit about all these movies that people are eventually going to be like, Jace/Berger Rokar, however they refer to me at that point, because maybe they don't know that my name is Jace, although it's not like I'm hiding it or anything. The point is, they want to be like, we want you to see this movie early, and then you can talk about it early, maybe. Or I know there's the embargoes with stuff, all right? We want you to see this early because you talk about stuff on YouTube. And I'd be like, oh my God, really? That's the only reason why? Deal. I'm in. And then maybe I would just be able to go ahead and warn everyone of wasting their money. Though, wouldn't it be fun? I mean, how does that sit with the company? Hey, remember we gave you that movie to see early? Remember when afterwards you kind of like recommended that nobody should see it? Yeah, so we're not too sure if we should let you see any movies early anymore, Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne is not as good as Christian Bale. He looks cool in the bat suit, but the way he treats Alfred and him always looking serious, maybe not like him. Yeah, this is, I won't get too deep into it because I actually had like a different Batman stream and then also just like the Batman review, which by the way, check those out if you haven't, please. And I kind of go into more depth there. So all about they're saying with this is I agree. I think that Christian Bale is a much better Bruce Wayne. The only credit I will give Robert Pattinson is trying to look down the road. So this is speculatory, right? There's no guarantee of this, but I am hoping that within future movies, because it seems for sure they've already like greenlit a sequel. They're already talking about it. I'm sure that'll probably turn into a trilogy. And if it does, all I can hope is that his Bruce Wayne consistently evolves and that his character does get better with this dual, life that he has to live, where he can be still a really dope Batman, even better, of course, as he keeps going on, but also like a really, really fun to watch Bruce Wayne, like that actual charismatic billionaire playboy that we're used to seeing, right? He's got to play that part. Otherwise, dude, someone's going to realize who you are, man. Like you're not even trying to hold it back. I still can't get over there's a part where he goes to the Iceberg Lounge and then he's as Batman and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And they're just like, "Oh, fuck." And then he goes back like the next day as Bruce Wayne. He's like, "You know who I am?" And they're like, "You're Bruce Wayne. All right, we should go introduce you to the people here." But it's like I could swear even like these idiot doormen had to have looked at that for a second. They were like, "Wait a second. Wait a second." Ooh, looks like Nick was throwing in. I don't know if this would be considered a hot take or not, but Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I don't think she's a very good, very strong actress slash presence. I don't hate the casting, but there are much better fits. Interesting take there. Interesting take. What I'm curious as far as everybody's opinion on that, because it seems like it's usually just been a genuinely swept up in positivity as far as with the opinions on her. I like her, but I also don't disagree with this opinion at all. In the sense of like I think she's a good actress. But I don't know. Like when it comes to Wonder Woman, I feel like they've really catered the entirety of what Wonder Woman is to Gal Gadot more than the character. Like her accent. Wonder Woman doesn't have an accent. And do I have an issue with that? No, I don't fucking care. All I'm saying is like that's never been a thing. I've never heard her with an accent before ever. And now you force a shit ton of other actresses to have to try and sound like Gal Gadot because I wonder if they ever like came to her and said like, "Can you try to sound like can you do an American accent?" And maybe she was just like, "Fuck off," and they're like, "Fair enough." Um, or if I wonder if any of that discussion was ever had, or if they maybe just thought like, "No, this kind of makes sense. It fits. Let's have it where it's like Themyscira really sounds like they're from somewhere different." Which again is why it's like I'm not against the decision entirely. But my point being is it seems like they did that more because of Gal Gadot than they did because this seems like a cool switch on the story, you know? So yeah, all in all, I'm down for it, but I also think there probably could be other people that dare I say might be able to play it better. I don't know who. I don't know who. I have no suggestions right away, but who knows? Maybe she'll get another movie in and we'll get some multiversal shit going on and we'll see another Wonder Woman somewhere. Did you get making Fantastic Four movies to keep the rights from probably some that I'm just completely lost on within the conversation here. I'm trying to get down further as far as for more up to current stuff. Current stuff. Loving the new mic, Jace. Is that a new webcam too? Resolution looks great for a live stream. Oh shit, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really hoping as far as with the microphone that everything's sounding crisp, clear, and all good and everything. I've really been looking forward to sounding a lot better. Not to say that it was just a shit show before, but I had, definitely played back streams here and there that I had been on, and one of my biggest things was the fact that I just felt like it sounded decent, but it didn't sound really good. And I know it's much easier to continue to listen to someone if it's just a good quality mic. And I knew I was going to be doing this enough to where it's like, why am I doing this to myself? I need a better setup for this in particular. So I appreciate that. As far as the webcam, actually, it's just the one of the laptop that I have. So I'm glad that it's coming through right now, as clear as it is. Props, webcam. Props. I'm gonna dance. You go ahead and dance, John. You dance like no one's fucking watching, unless you like when people watch you dance. Ben Affleck hasn't even had a starring role as Batman, and everyone still compared him to Bale. That kind of speaks for itself. Solid point there, man. Solid point. Love Ben Affleck as Batman, man. And actually, one thing I'm going to say about that, potential Very, very small potential spoiler warning for post-credit scene of The Flash. And I say that, like, take this with a grain of salt. I've heard this. It's supposedly a leak or a rumor or whatever, but I mean, you know how much shit has come out about so many different things that supposedly are true rumors or leaks. So, anyway, there is potentially an after credit scene in The Flash where instead of Ben Affleck's Batman dying like he was going to in the movie, right? That was going to be his swan song exit. He was going to be gone. Michael Keaton's coming in, now taking over as Batman. Supposedly, there is a after credit scene where Ben Affleck's Batman like somehow communicates with the Flash, and he tells him like, "You need to find us, Barry." Now, if that's actually true, holy fuck, because that's like the closest thing that we've gotten that is implying that the Snyderverse is still accessible in the multiverse somewhere, you know, which honest to God, I'm like kind of shocked that that could potentially be a real thing because I would have sworn that they were like gonna never touch that with a 10-foot pole. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that'll be a real thing. That's like one of the most exciting things that I've heard about from that movie. So otherwise, I don't know. I am excited, but I'm also like really concerned and worried about that movie. So we shall see. More. Oh, that's more than fair. Nothing against Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but we can all agree she's not in pair with casting choices like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine or Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Very well said. Yeah, those are like perfect castings. The Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr. part. Yeah, I'm mixed on Gal as Wonder Woman. I think she's good and at times amazing, but other times a tad cringy. Ooh, wow. I'm okay. Interested to hear as far as all these different opinions coming through here. Interesting. Jace, I want to die when Pelimoto is on screen. Why, bro? She's not that bad. She's not that bad. She's not the greatest character to grace the Star Wars screen, but I don't know. I don't think it's like so much to where I can't take it. It was a bit much in the episode where Mando's getting his new ship. You know what I mean? He's hanging out with her quite a bit, but it's never to the point where I'm just like, oh God, get her out of here. And yes, Dan, she's a comedic character. It's the best way to put it. She's there for comedic relief. The only reason they keep going back to Tatooine is because they are lazy to create new planets. I think it's honestly budget. I think they know damn well, hey, you know what's the easiest set to create? A bunch of fucking sand. Let's just be in a desert, right? You don't need anything. You could add some CGI, some fucking dunes in the background, right? Some kind of like sand hills and mountains or whatever. The fuck else you need? Hey, can you just put a bunch of sand, blue sky, two suns in the back there? Easiest set pieces they could make. So my guess is that it's all about staying cost effective. And it's funny because they're really doing that. Like there is some of Mandalorian itself that takes place on Tatooine, a decent chunk of it, of course, but they don't hold back with that show. It seems like they like really that's their top tier, show. What they really give the most of a shit about because like they'll go all out with Mandalorian stuff, but like everything else is. And I know there's only been so much of everything else, but it's just kind of like, all right, yeah, like when you compare Book of Boba Fett and the production value versus when the Mandalorian starts to come in episode 5, like it's so different. It feels like you've been watching a TV show and then all of a sudden you're watching a fucking movie for 2 episodes. And then it comes back to like some mishmash between a movie and a TV show again. It's interesting. But budgetary stuff, which is funny because I don't even think they have like budgetary constraints. You're fucking Disney, for crying out loud. You're Disney and Star Wars. Throw it all out there. Make it rain. Make it rain with that budget. Like most Star Wars characters that people hate, I never got it, but she feels like she's in a preschool show. I mean, okay, I get it, Eric. You absolutely despise this woman. I'm going to have to make sure that when I'm going to meet her one day. I don't know how, don't know where, don't know when. But when I do, I'm going to introduce her to you. I just can't wait to see Chopper in live action. Oh my God, dude. Yes. Chopper is one of my favorite, if not quite possibly my. Yeah, he's definitely up there. I hesitate a little bit, but he's like quite possibly my favorite droid in all of Star Wars. And if anyone doesn't know what we're referring to, watch Star Wars Rebels, the animated series on Disney Plus. It is fucking amazing. And Chopper is the droid in like the main crew of that show. And holy shit, droid's hilarious. Voiced by Dave Filoni, also, who Dave Filoni is like the guy behind like almost all of Star Wars right now. He's like George Lucas's son that he never had. I will say I thought Cad Bane's intro in Boba Fett was fire. Love the spaghetti western callbacks and his character design. Yeah, man, dude, when he first comes in, that epic entrance where you see like him off in the distance, slowly getting closer and closer, totally great. I'm only hoping that he's not actually dead. Spoiler alert again. Jesus Christ. If you're on this channel, then just be prepared for spoilers left and right. I try to be courteous about some things if I can, but fuck. I'm sure that we've probably all seen, if we're still watching this at this point, we've seen Book of Boba Fett, most likely. And if you haven't, then I'm sorry. Cad Bane seemingly dies. But I hope he doesn't. Because to bring him in for like 2 episodes like that, not even like 2 full episodes, just smidgens of the episodes, that's not fair. That's not fair. They were doing it too well. I want to see more of him in live action. Ethan Hawke doesn't have the best acting or best character in the series, but he still steals every scene he's in. I've got to see more of his movies. Yeah, man, it makes me wonder, actually. I guess what's kind of sad? And I don't even mean this is totally not to be in like a disrespectful way. I'm just being honest here. I can't list an Ethan Hawke movie like off the top of my head. Shit, I feel bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ethan Hawke. Hugo Grant. Oh, shit. Did I say Hugo Grant? Whoop. Did I? Did I say that? Fuck, I'm going to laugh my ass off if I watch this back and I hear that. Yeah, I did mean Hugo Strange. Holy shit. Did I really say Hugo Grant? Who the fuck is Hugo Grant? There's the Suicide Squad, the Penguin TV show, Joker 2019, Harley Quinn movies. They are doing stuff with the Batman villains, and they are doing it 100% better than Sony. I mean, okay, look. Kind of. But here's the difference there. And I do mean this more of a serious way. The main difference between what we're saying and what you're bringing up, because you are saying pretty valid things, is, dude, Batman still exists in those universes, though. You know what I mean? Like, even Joker 2019 acknowledges the Wayne family, and it's a totally different story, so it doesn't really need Batman, but I don't feel like it's the same, because again, Batman's existing within those universes. Now, supposedly they're slowly working towards the fact that there will be a Spider-Man within this Morbius/Venom universe. It seems that, I mean, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with Kraven if it's not the fact that he's hunting Spider-Man. So, I do have hope that it'll eventually start to kind of come into its own with that. But again, that's the only slight difference. Otherwise, you bring up a very valid point here. I'll definitely give you credit, right? They have totally done it. And actually, I could see that this one right afterwards, they even made a 5-season TV show about the Batman villains. It just happened that it sucked ass. Yeah. I haven't seen Gotham, and I have no intentions of watching it. I don't see anything that's actually really too great about it, except for Cameron Monaghan's Joker. I think that he, well, I know it's a very different take on the Joker, but he seems like he did a really good job. So nonetheless, totally understandable. But they're trying to pull off some Spider-Man shit that doesn't even have Spider-Man in it. That's just fucking weird. At least even if Batman's not in the other stuff he's referenced to, he exists out there somewhere. I don't know. They're doing it so well he didn't notice. No, it is one of those where it is a good point. It's without a doubt a good point. Oh shit, what's up, Katie? What's up, Katie? Oh, and then we got a lot of, hold on, just haze all around. Hey, Katie. Hey, Katie. Hi, Eric. Hi, Nick. Hi, Katie. Everyone, look at all this love. Hi, Dragon Movie Guy. Look at all this love. Hi, Katie. Hi, Dan. It's amazing. Love it. Love to have everybody here. It's great. I mean, I still want more Joaquin Joker. Like, he's a second Oscar-winning Joker, and we can't have him in a Batman movie? Just saying. He could play an alternate version. He has the perfect look, in my opinion. Yeah, except, look, this is just my opinion, and I'm gonna remain stubborn on it. So, sorry, but not sorry. I don't want to see his Joker go up against a Batman. I mean, first and foremost, what? Bruce Wayne is a child when he's like already not a youngin'. So I don't want to see in his prime Batman fighting Grandpa Joker. And it's just one of those again, it is not because there's anything bad. It's sometimes you need to know when to leave things alone. Sometimes the reason things are so good is because that's all that we got. And sometimes it is better to be left craving and wanting more than to just get too much at the end of it all. Would I still watch another Joker with Joaquin Phoenix? Yes. But will I ever actively just sit here and say, dude, they should totally do this? This is necessary. I need to see this. I have to see him go against Batman. No, I definitely don't. Again, I feel like it would take away from the take on his character there. And it's just in the best of ways, in the most positive, complimentary, complimented, that's no, complimentative ways. I just think leave it be. Got to take off, fellas. Great live stream. Oh, thank you very much. Would love to see more of these. Hey, man. I have all intentions of doing so. Trying to figure out what would be the best schedule, but at the same time, trying to make this a much more routine thing. So yeah, be on the lookout. And hope you keep stopping by. But also, you have a great rest of the night, Brian. Great rest of the night. If an Avengers team happened between Wolverine, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Blade, the Punisher, and the Thing from the Fantastic Four, would that be a cool Avengers team? You goddamn right it would. Fuck yeah. There's not one of those people that don't sound like a cool hero, and that would be a very interesting combination. But that's the point of the Avengers, is that you can kind of put just about anybody together. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really seem too bizarre. There's of course the core Avengers group, you know what I mean? But it's a lot like, dude, even the Guardians of the Galaxy, which we have to prepare ourselves as viewers because they're about to switch this up. So the Guardians of the Galaxy is not even known to have like the same members all of the time. It's constantly been switched up. Thor's been a member of them at one point in time. Shit, forgot there was someone else I was about to mention. But anyway, they've had different members themselves. So as far as that being an Avengers team up, I would be down. I'd be more than down. At the end of the day, whatever you want to say about Green Goblin, or say whatever you want about Green Goblin, but Sony is the greatest Spider-Man villain. Aha. For some reason, it took a quick moment to sink in, and then it hit me. Schofield. A round of applause to you, sir. Sony is indeed the greatest Spider-Man villain to ever exist. Ever. We need to remember that. We need to teach our children this. Schofield is giving us probably one of the best lessons we've had in a while. We need to remember that as we teach and introduce our children about all these wonderful, wonderful superhero-related things, when they ask you one day, Grandpa, Grandma, who is the greatest Spider-Man villain? Sony. Sony, young one. What's the latest with the Blade project? Ooh, I don't know. When I say that, like, I don't think there's any delays on it, but I don't know what the status actually even is. Like, I don't know when they're expecting to put it out. I don't know if it's like a this year type thing or a next year type thing. I've heard like nothing. I've heard nothing about them shooting. I don't even know if they got like a script down for it. Do they even have a director? Like, I know Mahershala. Wow, interesting name there, bud. Mahershala Ali, right? What? I'm not going to try and say it again. I know he's attached, but that's literally all I know. And we heard his voice in the Eternals. So there's our MCU introduction to Blade. Oh my god. That was just really weird. I don't know why they did that. What? Why? Why? It's Blade. You're introducing Blade into the MCU, and you do so with an off-screen, right? You only hear his voice, to the point where I had, like probably many other people, to fucking Google, who's that speaking in the after credits scene of Eternals? Oh, it was Blade. Oh, cool. Would have been nice if I got a chance to fucking see the guy. What would have been so difficult about he didn't have to be on set. He didn't even need to be there wherever they were filming Eternals. Put the guy in front of a green screen, put him in the outfit, shoot him saying that one line, add it into the Eternals, right? Have it where like Kit Harington's character looks over to the side, and then all of a sudden cuts to that cut in shot of Blade. The fuck is so hard about that? Is that really that difficult? Really? Maybe they just don't want to commit to an appearance quite yet, as far as like the costume. But I don't know, man. Then do a close up of his face. Just literally, right? Cut over, close up, fucking face. That's all that you see. Have the sunglasses on, looking dope as can be. Get a rough enough idea that it's, oh my god, that's Blade. But no, here's his voice. Thought that was ridiculous. Not saying I want this or that he would fit the role in terms of performance, but Robert Pattinson, I feel like, kind of has the perfect look for a classic looking Joker. Just a thought I had to get out. What? I mean, I don't know. Here's my biggest thing. That's an interesting take there, Eric. I'm gonna go ahead and go as far as saying this. I think that Robert Pattinson would have been an ideal, and I mean like based on appearance, ideal Nightwing. I cannot get over to this day. There's a shot where it was shown in actually one of the trailers for the Batman, where he's just like standing there. He's got the cowl off, black makeup spread all around in his eyes and shit. Hair's all messy, and it's like, dude, freeze frame, stop right there. That's Nightwing. That's Nightwing right there. I see him. That's him. I would love it. Love it. Totally fits what I would expect Nightwing to be. My phone might die in case I suddenly disappear. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Yeah, Jace would never shut up about that. That could be applying to a lot of things. About Doctor Who? Yeah, the specific. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm not even gonna right now. I'm not even gonna. Because I still have to. God damn it. Every time I say I'm gonna catch up, I don't. People are saying movies are long, but the 20 minutes of trailers are what makes them feel long, especially when you start watching the film at 4 p.m. in the evening and get out at 6:30. Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't want them to not play trailers anymore at movies. It's one of the cool part about being at the movies. However, taking all that into consideration could easily be part of the reason as to why. So would not be surprised. Let's see. What comic book movie should I watch tonight? Daredevil. Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Doctor Who is trash. Fight me, Jace. Oh, put your dukes up, Nick. Put your dukes up. No, actually, you know what's funny is here's the thing. I will defend Doctor Who till I'm blue in the face before the 13th Doctor. So before what's her face? Jodie Whittaker. Yeah. Don't even get me started with all that shit. Like seriously, don't even get me started with all that shit. We'll someday have a Doctor Who stream. But that's fair. The new stuff is trash, man. New stuff is, sadly, it's trash. Hopefully it makes a turnaround. Ooh, Hancock's interesting. Funny enough, they just did a pitch meeting on Hancock not too long ago, and it totally deals with as far as what's being thrown out here. Will Smith's lashing at the Oscars. The most talked about thing since the Oscars ever began. What is your biggest unpopular opinion? There's an unpopular opinion of mine that resulted in the comments raging unless people let me explain. I don't like White Lotus. People seem to fucking despise that I have that opinion. I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel how I feel. We'll talk about that more in depth someday. Be like, what the fuck you talking about, Jace? You've already talked about it in depth. Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, no, I haven't. Titanic is a horrible film and Citizen Kane is just okay. I don't know what to say. That's just how I see it. Not sure what sparked that. Probably a comment that I happened to scroll past. But interesting. Interesting. I don't think Titanic's horrible. I don't know. I like it. Citizen Kane is a bit overrated. I'm not saying it's bad. I just think it's overrated. Like I remember seeing it and I was just like, what the fuck does it? Why does everyone like talk about this movie? Like it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. But then again, it's totally trying to respect for what it was at the time and the fact that it's like, we're comparing because what we're used to seeing now with cinema. So that's got to be taken into consideration. Venom 2 needs to die. That's it. Venom 2 is a shame, man, because Carnage is a dope villain. Such a dope villain. And the concept of Venom versus Carnage is really cool. That's actually not even stretching things a lot. Like, they're known to not be buddies. So, like, it makes sense for Venom to be fighting against Carnage. But I don't know, man. There's like too many elements of the first Venom in Venom 2, as far as the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom, where it's like, why do I feel like to a certain degree I'm watching a more emphasized version of what I've already seen? And now you have another symbiote villain, which is something that, for the love of fuck, man, like, do these people just not get it? I don't mean don't ever have a villain that has the same power set as the hero. But why is that literally the default choice every fucking time? Hey, you know what would be cool to see Venom as a symbiote fight? Another symbiote. You know what we should do for the sequel? Have him fight another symbiote. You know what we should do for Morbius? Have him fight another vampire. What? You know what we should do for Craven? Have him fight another fucking professional hunter. Piss all the way off with this stuff. What is going on here? And I know I'm only mentioning, the Sony ones. I could easily throw this out to a lot of Marvel stuff, right? Hey, you want to know what'd be cool to see Iron Man do? Go up against Ironmonger? You know, it'd be great to see him do in the second movie. Well, there's kind of like a suit in that one, So yeah, anyway, yeah, right. You want to see him go up against another guy in an iron suit? I get it. It's played out across the board. You want to see Black Panther fight another Black Panther? No, I fucking don't. Unless you literally do it like really cool, I don't. You know what would be more interesting? To see this hero go up against somebody with completely a different power set, to where they truly have to test their limits and be strategic and resourceful enough to find out a different way to go about beating that particular villain. Man, that put me on a rant there. Lots of rants. I love it. Going on for way longer than I thought I was going to. Not just with that rant, but like with this stream in general. It's awesome. Love hanging out with everybody. Hancock is on my list to rewatch at some point. I barely remember it, so it'd be like a first watch. Man, I love when movies are like that. Honestly. Like, seriously, there's definitely a lot of movies that I would fall into that same category. I'd throw into that same category where it's like, shit, it's been so long since I've seen these. It would probably be like I'm seeing it for the first time again. Got to make a list of those. Dan added to the list. Venom 2 can burn in Sony hell. Seems that is hated amongst the board here. Unpopular opinion: Sharon Stone is a worse celebrity than Nicolas Cage, because with Nicolas Cage, when he's over the top, you can make fun of it, but Sharon Stone has performances where she tries. Oh, wait. And fails. Sometimes. Interesting. Can't say too much about it. Don't have much of an opinion on Sharon Stone. I'm going to watch the Daredevil and Elektra movies at some point and rewatch Catwoman. Good Lord, man. I feel sorry for you. Hope it all goes well. Let's see here. I'm going to kind of scroll down past. Apologies, guys. Don't want to cut the entirety of a big portion of this conversation off. But. I don't know, Dan. I can't remember. The guy wasn't very memorable. Go check out my live stream on the Batman with the Upside Dan, who is a very good guest to have. Very good guest to have. Let's discuss Moon Knight. Chat talks about the Batman, Spider-Man, Morbius, Book of Boba Fett, Toy Story. Yeah, this is going swell. I am happy that at least a good portion of this was Moon Knight related. So thank you, everybody, as far as that did stay on topic there. But yeah, now I do feel like the title of is very misleading, because even though I kind of hinted at in the description that I would be talking about some other stuff, I mean, we really, really went into talking about some other stuff. Who would replace Ezra Miller as the Flash? Holy fuck, bro. I don't know, but a lot of people could. Like, Ezra Miller grew on me in the Snyder Cut, but he ain't the perfect Flash. He's not what I picture Flash to be, honestly. I don't know. The guy from the show, Grant Gustin, he's a better Flash to me. Better Barry Allen. But even him, I don't even think he's the perfect Barry Allen or anything. Holy fuck, Patrick Wilson would be a good Flash? Like as an older Flash, actually, oh my God, Patrick Wilson would be a great Jay Garrick. And if anyone is not aware, Jay Garrick is the Flash of like the golden age of superheroes and comics and stuff like that. So like the original old school Flash from the Justice Society, right? They weren't even the Justice League back then. So I think that Patrick Wilson would be a really, really good Jay Garrick. Totally fits for that. Or Chris Pine. Dude, Chris Pine would be an amazing Hal Jordan. There was like a big rumor mill that was going to be the thing for a while before he was cast in Wonder Woman as the love interest. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the name. That doesn't fucking matter. But he was going to be Hal Jordan, or potentially. There was talks about it. And then I don't know what happened to that. I don't know if it was ever actually a real thing. Be disappointing if it wasn't, because damn, that would have been so fucking cool. Yeah, he's an Aquaman. And again, as far as with his age, that's another reason why I say Jay Garrick, because Jay Garrick is an older Flash. Dave Franco, I could picture as like a Wally West for sure. I don't think he would fit as Barry Allen, but I could totally picture Dave Franco as Wally West, who's like the second Flash, if you will. Barry Keoghan looks like Ezra Miller, so he can play the Flash and Credence in a Fantastic Beasts. They do look like brothers, man. Like, they really look alike quite a bit. When I first saw Eternals, I was like, oh, cool, Ezra Miller's in here. I didn't actually think it was Ezra Miller, but it's like, yeah, they totally resemble each other quite a bit. Agreed, man. Yeah, I'm still going to stick with Wally West, but yeah, definitely a good suggestion as far as for Flash. Just looked up a website saying good choices to play Flash. There's some nice choices. Be back in 10 minutes. Well, then in that case, let me go ahead and get down here so I could probably actually catch up with some of those comments. Keep Tom Holland's name out your fucking mouth. Keep Tom Holland's name out your fucking mouth. You didn't have to like bleep yourself out in the comments there, by the way. I mean, you're more than welcome to censor yourself, but you didn't have to. In case anyone doesn't know what the reference is or why that's so funny, Dan is actually Tom Holland's boyfriend. I know. I thought he was with Zendaya. I know. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it turned into what it did. That's a question for Dan. Okay? Pop over to the Upside Dan and flood him with questions about how he became Tom Holland's boyfriend. Also, I watched the Amazon Prime show. He was in with Al Pacino. It was weird. I'm not sure who we're talking about. This is my fault because I just kind of skipped down to a random point of the comments here. Yeah, I guess I hope he gets help too. Feel bad that he got whatever happened. I don't know if I should feel bad for him, though. Wasn't it his fault? Isn't he like a fucking douchebag or something? I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know. Alexander Skarsgård, IMDb pick is pretty hilarious. Dude is a troll. Okay. Now I'm just really interested to look. I'm going to have to make sure I look at that. I'm tempted to look it up right now. Random, though. Sidebar indeed. If Spider-Man 4 happens with Tobey Maguire, do you think Harry Osborn might show up? And if he does, do you think it will be James Franco, or do you think the role will be recast? Well, I'll tell you fucking what. It could easily be Dave Franco. Like, they're brothers, and they clearly don't look exactly the same, but they look close enough to where it's like, you could pull it off, and it probably wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. But no, I'll tell you this right now. I actually do hope, like, really, really bad that Spider-Man 4 happens with Tobey. Obviously, I know it's such a shot in the dark. It's like, what the fuck are the chances of that? But I wouldn't think that Harry Osborn would fit as much. I think he really, in Spider-Man 3, say what you will about the film, or say what you will about the film and the story along with it, and his specific arc wasn't exactly that phenomenal, but it also seemed over. And I definitely think that they were going to stick with they were going with the Vulture, if I'm not mistaken. Fucking what's his name? Oh my god, what's his name? John Malkovich was rumored to play the Vulture in Tobey's Spider-Man 4. I don't know if that would still happen. I think that would be pretty bizarre. But I was down for it back in the day. Who is Doctor Who? I keep learning about or hearing about him. Not learning about him, but never learned who he was. Well, that is a discussion for another day, my friend. Long story short, it's a British TV show that has been on since the 60s, 50s, or 60s. Oh my god, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that now, because I used to know really well. It's either the 50s or the 60s. best way to try and describe it very quickly, and this is still not exactly a good job, but he is an alien who is of a race of beings called the Time Lords, and he travels through time and space on a variety of adventures. And him as a character, like the Doctor, so people like call him, like, the show is called Doctor Who, but he's called the Doctor. And he's a character that, again, him and the Time Lords are a race of beings that can regenerate. So that's why you see different people play the Doctor over the years, but it's not rebooting the show every time. It is a continuation of the show. It's just that, again, him as a character, he can regenerate his appearance and everything like that. It's like their perfect excuse as to why a new actor can come in and take over the role. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get into it past that. And obviously, that's a show that's difficult to be like, oh man, you got to watch this show because there's so much of it. But if you ever were interested, start off with the Ninth Doctor. His name's Christopher Eccleston is the actor who plays him. It's 2005 is when they kind of like brought the show back. So there was a very long period of time where nothing was happening with it, and then they brought it back. And it's still, again, it's a continuation. It's not a reboot, but Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, great place to start. David Tennant, 10th Doctor, is my guy. That's my doctor. Jason, the Daredevil movie is one that I was thinking of watching tonight. Well, how perfect is that? Go ahead and flip that sucker on. Don't waste your time. Ignorance is bliss. All right, I get it, Nick. I get it. No love for Doctor Who. No love. No. Don't stay away from it. Just stop watching after Peter Capaldi. That's all that I recommend. Yeah, well, I don't, Dan. It's another one of those movies where, dude, all I can say is this. Are there parts of Venom 2 that are good? Sure. But is the movie good? No. And I don't want to have to talk about it like that. I'm honestly getting sick and fucking tired of having to talk about movies and be like, well, I mean, like, this part was good, right? And I mean, like, this was okay. And I guess that wasn't, if I think about it, I guess that wasn't that bad. Enough. Like, I don't mean to ask for too much here, but when it comes to this type of stuff in this day and age, if you're going to keep cranking out so much superhero content and everything, that's great. I'm not going to argue it, but do it fucking right. Do it well. You know what I mean? Stop leaving us with these pieces of shit that we can scrummage through and be like, ooh, but there's like this here. Look at this, though. I found a nice little, shiny stone in your piece of shit. Isn't that great? And then you want me to go home, and the only thing that I'm supposed to talk about is the shiny stone? No, dude. You have a pile of shit surrounding that shiny stone. How about you make it a big-ass shiny stone that maybe has a smidgen of shit on it here or there? I can accept that. I'll deal with that. I'll forgive you for that. But this, what they're doing lately with stuff, things for the sake of doing things, and then turning around and saying, no, you should be appreciative of what we put out. No, you should fucking like this because we made it. That's why you should like it. No, fuck you and your just because attitude. I can't stand it. I really can't. The audacity that they have. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind. Just do it fucking right. Stop with the whole, giving us some reasoning as to why we need to accept what it is. No, do it right. How about you hear other people out and accept that you're doing it wrong? And then you just do it right. But I'm glad that you like Venom 2. There we go. Giving a little bit of a description as far as Doctor Who there. Writing isn't necessarily beyond awful, but it's not also not beyond awful. There's certain times where it could easily be argued as to how good it is. But then I will say on the flip side, there's some episodes of Doctor Who where it's like, it's better than a lot of other shit that I've seen. Just being honest here. Steve Trevor, that's who I was thinking of before. I'd leave Zendaya for Dan too. Oh, Nick. Okay, guys, update here. I'm just joking. Dan's still with Tom Holland. He's never leaving Tom. I think Ezra Miller just has mental issues. But yeah, he's just being addicted. Yeah, I don't know, man. If he does, I mean, then props to him for dealing with it as much as he can. But I don't know. Still not, I guess, a complete excuse to like assault somebody. Didn't he assault somebody? Am I wrong about that? What the fuck did he do? I heard about it and I like forgot about it as soon as the story was over. Because I was like, wow, that was just amazingly interesting. The first thing I thought of, honestly, I saw the story and all I could think right away, I was just like, oh fuck, is it what now what's gonna happen? DC finally is like, hey, we think we might be getting our shit together, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, never mind, Flash is arrested. Everything's fucked. Yeah, I get he's got his pronouns or whatever. Sure. Hell yeah. Yeah, that whole thing with Ezra Miller and what he did, what he's going by. I don't know. That's cool, but it is what it is. People do whatever they want to do. I never knew that before that, but that is fine. The Upside Dan. So I guess that's specifically for my man Dan. So Joss Whedon and now Ezra Miller is getting the same buzz. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder indeed. Doesn't it kind of make you wonder as far as not to say that those people aren't actually like potentially actual assholes, but do you think that it's Warner Brothers stirring the pot a little bit? Sparking the flames? I don't know. Well, love was too strong of a word. I saw that he corrected himself there. I have fun with it. I agree with you. Ezra Miller is one of those actors who is famous for a month and you forget about him until a year later. Yeah, it kind of seems like that. Because, like, he seems like a very overly creative person. And I don't mean to use overly like, oh, he's unnecessarily too much creative. But, like, I heard him in an interview talking about The Flash once, and he started saying certain shit that I was, like, really, really, like, interested in. I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. He sounds like he's so into it. But then there was also some stuff he was saying where it's like, now you're just saying words. And it bothers me when sometimes like people say fancy, big, elaborate words for the sake of sounding smart, but it's like, what did you really say there though? Right? Like if you take that, and I'm trying to think of a good example, where it's like some fucking big, profound, broad statement. And it's like, okay, like, yeah, I get it. That sounds like really uplifting or motivating. But what the fuck did you actually just mean there? Like, what does that actually take a second to break that down? What does that mean? Quite a few times where that happens. So there's a video of him choking out a fan years ago, but it looks like it's a joke. Wait, so it's not even something that happened recently? What the fuck is it with all that stuff, man? I can't say, oh, you know how you did that fucking 15 years ago? Well, now you're fired from everything. Fuck you. Like you did everything that you wanted to do nowadays 15 years ago, or that you're completely proud of yourself 15 years ago. Like if you couldn't sit down and talk to yourself from 15 years ago, you wouldn't be possibly disappointed in the person that you were. Think you're gonna fucking fire everybody in the world over that shit? I don't know. That's another thing I really don't get it. Unless it's something where it was like the most like absurd, unbelievably like disgusting, terrible, and I don't know. Even then, man, I get Facebook memories sometimes where it's like, remember when you said this? I'm like, what the fuck? When did I say that? That sounds stupid as shit. I typed it like that and everything. My grammar was that ridiculous. So it's like, why are you gonna do that to people? Got a jet, guys. It was good hanging, Jace. Let's get up soon and talk movie/TV. It's been too long. It has, man. It definitely has. And Nick, you have a great rest of the night, my friend. I appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, let's definitely we'll go ahead, chiggity chat in the IG DMs. Crazy question. Which celebrity do you think is a bigger jerk in real life, James Franco or Ezra Miller? I don't know. I never heard about James Franco being a jerk until recently. Whereas I've always heard things about Ezra Miller being a jerk. So that's probably my answer is Ezra Miller. But I'm speculating here. I don't fucking know. But over a month recently in Hawaii, he had the cops called on him like 10 times. He broke into someone's hotel room and threatened to do a dirty deed. He's going to kill somebody? What the push someone out at a bar. Oh, wait. And took a mic out of a woman's hand at the bar. I mean, I'm guessing. So what? He was probably like drunk out of his mind. He's like, well, I'm the fucking Flash. Check this out. I'll grab the mic. She won't even see that I grabbed it, dude, because I'm so fast. Check this out. I'm gonna go do this. I'm fucking Ezra Miller. I'm famous. I do whatever the fuck I want. I don't think he actually talks like that. I have no idea why that came out. But I also the actual mentality behind it. Maybe not an entire joke. I wouldn't be too surprised if that's kind of how that star status eventually starts to hit you. Right? It's like, without trying to make it a ridiculous segue to this, it's like with Will Smith at the Oscars. You have enough star status, fame, money, all that stuff. Makes you feel like I can do whatever the fuck I want. Rules don't apply to me. Yeah, they do. Maybe not to the same extent because they do get away with a bunch of shit, that arguably could be like, I don't know if they should have gotten away with that. But at the same time, if you were a celebrity, you'd probably be like, I'm really happy that I just got away with that. And that's for like the smaller things. But yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Hopefully he cools his shit down and hopefully there was nothing actually like bad done for real. But I don't even know how to feel about it. All I know is like if he's like in trouble, then at this point, yeah, like I really wonder what the fuck is happening with the Flash. Not the movie The Flash. I'm sure that's going to be released. It's done. It's all good probably at this point. But like the future of stuff. Right? Because what's the point of the Flash movie is to determine the set path of the future of the DCEU. Now your flagship member of that is in jail in Hawaii. I think. I don't know if he's in jail in Hawaii, but I think he's in jail. Is he in jail? I could be wrong about that. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just heard about Ezra Miller this week, so I'm guessing James Franco, but I have to learn more about them both. And then you know what's sad, man, is like we can only find out so much. It's the part that makes me feel bad for like just celebrities in general. I mean, some of them are probably complete assholes and deserve like judgment across the board, but you just hear whatever is reported. And even what's reported, sometimes you have to wonder like how accurate is all of this shit. You know what I mean? Because people have their own agendas all the time. And all that stuff is like it's business. When people like spread reports about other people, like you think they're doing that because they just like talking about that shit? No. It's because like this is their fucking job to start up news, spread news, whatever the case may be. So I'm not saying like everything is always rumors or whatever, but it is kind of weird because you get such a poor representation, I feel like, of what these people must actually be. Again, saying that some of them could easily actually be assholes, but otherwise makes you wonder. Makes you forget sometimes that they're actually just people. Yeah, he was getting mad because they were singing karaoke at a bar. Well, that's a pretty fucking stupid thing to get mad about. That's a pretty regular thing to do at a bar, especially at a karaoke bar. A fucking idiot. Yeah, he was accused of some stuff. They were both accused of some stuff. My guess is he's an ass when he's drinking and sober, but a lot of stuff has happened outside a bar, at or outside a bar. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so probably alcohol involved. Who knows? All right, what I'm going to probably do here is with where I'm getting to, because I have definitely gone past the time frame that I was expecting to go with it, which I'm definitely not complaining. This has been an absolute blast. I've literally been loving the conversation that I've been having with the chat here. Seriously, for everyone that's gotten a chance to pop in and had to take off, for everyone that's still here now, thank you so much. I like genuinely appreciate any time as far as being able to hang out with me and getting a chance to talk about literally anything. I'm once again glad that we got a chance to have as much of a discussion about Moon Knight as we did. Apologies to anybody if you happen to either still be watching this or like catching the replay or something. If you see this at the end, please accept my apology here as far as I did intend originally for this to be like entirely about Moon Knight and maybe sprinkle in some other shit at the end. I also intended for this to be like an hour. It is now 2.5 times that. So, with that being said, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. Dan's 100% right. I love talking. Can't help it. I was trying to think. I feel like there was one other thing I was going to say, but I can't think of it at the time, so I'm not going to go ahead and attempt to remember it at this particular moment. Thank you again, everybody. I will be the broken record that I always am at the end of these things. I genuinely appreciate everybody stopping by. Be on the lookout as far as I'll try to always maybe not make it so last minute, but be on the lookout because I'm definitely going to be trying to make more of a set schedule with these things that I've kind of been hinting towards, right? Get a chance to hang out with you guys on the regular, talk about the superhero stuff on the regular because I need to. And thankfully, it seems like I'm not alone. And that's nice. It's nice to know you're not alone. Adios, Dan. Thank you very much. Take care, Schofield. Appreciate you, bud. Eric, thank you so much. Appreciate the fact that all you guys have been sticking around. Seriously, been a great chat and everything, Moon Knight related or not. With that being said, looking forward to episode 3 of Moon Knight. And when that comes out, there's a good chance that I'll probably go ahead and start up another live stream with you. Maybe next week then I see you. Maybe before then. You never know. But until next time, everybody go ahead, have a fantastic rest of the evening or day or wherever it is, time-wise, wherever the hell you are. And I'll see you later.